Alright, we're live, guys. Back to. Uh-oh.
Alive.
Uh-oh, I'm not muted on somebody's end, I think.
It's been so long.
Alive.
Yep. So we are back to No Good Deed. This is session 4, and you guys had found a secret passage in a room where there was a. Wasn't there a kid that was captured in the
Yes,
cage?
we saved him. I broke the cage.
Yeah, you
He's
tore,
hanging on
tore us
to
under
his
the
leg.
cage, and then he's kind of hanging onto your leg at this moment. I don't have a commenter up there.
Does
hanging
he
onto your
still
leg,
have
but-
one of the goblins attached to his back too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
I got one of the goblins on my back, I got the kid on my leg, and then the other goblin's following us.
No, the other goblin is in the hallway peeing
Oh, no,
himself.
that's right.
He's still in the hall.
Yeah.
He's in the hallway peeing himself because he almost got killed by the trap.
However, we were already informed that the goblins are going to be friendly towards us, so yay!
Yes, these
Good
ones
point.
are the ones that are left are going to be at least amicable, because
Yeah, they get it.
We'd rather not die.
oh, we lost somebody out of the roll 20.
My bad.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. I don't know if you can. I guess you don't have to be in roll 20. We could move you. Okay, so it looks like Fallon, you are the closest one to the secret door that you guys have found.
Yep.
Do you want to go through that secret door first, or do you want to allow someone else to go through first?
Fallon looks back and points to the door, and if someone wants to step forward in a heroic manner, be my guest.
Sure, I'll go look for traps.
All right.
Polar just shrugs and says, "I've taken enough of a beating already. Why not do it again?"
We'll put a commenter over here by you. There we go. So I changed up the layout a little bit better. Since we're roll 20 ambassadors now too, I will put a little roll 20 logo up in there.
Wait, what do you mean by ambassadors?
I don't really know. I think that just means we're streaming roll 20. It's
Okay then.
I think that's what we get with it. Hopefully,
Free
maybe we'll get something
advertising.
out of it. Yeah, maybe they get free advertising, I guess. So maybe we'll get something out of it in the future or something.
Roll
That would
20.
be cool. Hey,
For
roll
those
20,
of
give
you
us some
who don't
more
wanna
free
use
stuff.
Roll 19.
Yeah,
Roll 20s that you're partners with DM's Guild. Like, shoot us some stuff.
yeah, shoot us some free
Okay.
DM Guild stuff.
Right.
There you go.
If that happens, it happens. If not, hey, we're just here for fun.
Remember, we're not sponsored by Roll 20, but we're kind
No,
of...
heck no.
But we're kind of sponsoring Roll 20. Wait a minute, what?
It's weird,
Yeah, I know. But if you'd like to sponsor us, you
right?
can
Like,
always
shoot,
you can always send
Go
an
ahead.
email to ActionSurge. What is it? ActionSurge1@gmail.com. There you go.
I was about to say, do you not remember your own email,
Yeah,
Brian?
you know-
Anyway,
You know what? I think
do
I think I need to do
check
Action Surge
for
5e.
Yeah,
roll me
so-
an investigation check. Depending on how you're checking for traps, if you're just kind of looking around, go ahead and roll a perception check. Okay, so investigation check does not reveal anything. You don't see any traps in the immediate area.
Okay. On average.
I just walk behind her.
Anybody got a light?
I was gonna say,
Do
can
I
you
still
see
have
over
the
to the
light?
left there or not? I don't know.
No, we got rid of the light.
But it lasts for an hour. You should.
Yeah, light. I think somebody has light on them.
Yeah, I have the light on my glaive from Kablooey.
Ah, okay. Hold on. Let me look at the dynamic lighting layer. Real quick. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was gonna say I thought that went down.
Here.
Okay, and then because the map is actually beside it, I'm gonna move you over.
What
to
is the symbol on the changeling's token for?
It looks like somebody gave her aid or
That was
bless, not bless.
Yep.
Shield
It
of
was
faith.
Shield of Protection.
Shield of
or
Faith?
Shield. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Shield of Faith.
Yeah, shield of faith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
That
I
lasts
have
for 10 minutes.
I don't have a good shield of faith thing, but I need to figure out how to get something that I can attach to tokens easier. But I have some orbital conditions, and I have some static conditions, but they're not easily placed.
Yeah.
Here, okay, so let me put you over. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What is going on, man?
Push
I
that
don't
too.
know. You should be right here. Can you see in there now? I don't know. That's,
No, I cannot see shit.
Everything went
that's
totally
weird.
dark.
Your vision is weird right now. That's why I don't
Is
understand.
this how I go?
Because I don't technically have dark vision. You have to actually go in there and
Yeah,
make
but it doesn't
like
matter.
I
You
have.
should have light. Oh, okay. Never mind. I got it. No, it's because I
Yeah,
have a dark.
because
It's
the-
because I have a dark thing over it. No, it's because I have a dark mat over it.
Oh, geez.
There we go. Much better.
I
much better.
still don't see shit on my end.
Refresh.
Okay.
Oh,
we will try
maybe
it.
not refresh. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
refreshed.
Okay. You should be
Now
able to
we'll-
see on your end now. You might have to zoom out a little bit.
No, I'm completely pitch black as well.
Everybody is?
Yeah,
I'm pitch black.
Hold on.
Yeah, you come around the corner and it's black.
Is it because we're away from him?
Well, yeah, you can't see him. He's
We're
around the
back.
corner.
right?
Now I see my character and
Okay.
what I'm seeing.
Okay, but you guys can't see in that room that you guys are in?
No, completely, totally pitch black.
Oh, it's because he had the light.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Is it because
Yeah,
we're away from him?
Yes.
You-
It's because he had the light. Yep. Hold on. Let me put a torch right about there.
I mean, why am I so
And
far
then
ahead?
You are only like 10 feet ahead.
Okay, this map is a weird laid out map.
It's because the maps are set side by side,
Okay, I see.
and the one area is just kind of a kind of a slope under the other area, so to speak.
I got you.
And so before you see, what appears to be several like sarcophagi and a glowing weapon of sorts. Hang
Yeah,
on.
that's interesting.
Let me see. I forgot to do.
Concerning and interesting.
Right. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what, Brian? What'd you forget?
Uh-oh. I'm trying to think of what I did. Hold on. Let me see. It's, let's do that. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. I should have been ready for this. No, okay. So if you're DMing, this is a good thing. Always be ready before you start the campaign. That's
Oh, that's what I was doing.
always a good thing to do.
I wait until it's over to get ready.
Yeah, that's
Right?
seems like what I'm going for right now. Is
No, get it right. You gotta get ready while playing. You don't
Yeah.
wait until it's over. You get ready
Oh, I
while
see.
playing.
well, that's what I'm doing. So I thought I was trying to lean for that getting ready when it's over thing, but I just was a little preemptive. I think this is the one. Please be the one. No, this is not it. Oh wait,
gonna go ahead.
maybe this is it.
I
Hold
forgot I had inspiration still. Sweet.
Is either goblins? No, there are no goblins there. Okay, so where were the goblins? Oh, I know what it is. I couldn't remember. So this is the Selûnean tomb. That's the Selûnean tomb. I forgot. Okay, that makes sense. Makes a lot more sense now. It's like, what happened?
Like, I don't remember
So-
what I was doing on my own.
So we're gonna be almost done with this. We're gonna be done with this little section today, so I can let you guys know that if you guys want to, on the DM's Guild, there is a very, very similar adventure with the exact same map called the Delian Tomb, and it is an original concept by Matt Colville and adapted by Seth Harris.
Actually seen Matt Colville's version of it.
You have seen?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So yeah, this is a
Beautiful.
This part of this section is from there.
I thought it looked familiar when you pulled me into it. I'm like, wait.
And
All
just checking in, guys. Am I the only one that's still pitch black?
Oh, it could be.
I-
No.
I
Actually,
like-
all the human-sighted people should be pitch black still. Probably. Hang on.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Until you come to me.
Yeah.
Here we'll do this. Whoops, wrong thing.
Just slide me down a couple of steps and pull them in. That's all. What is
There.
that red outline? And
Some
how
of you
did
might be able to see now, right? Yes, no?
Good debate.
Yeah, I can see a little.
Okay. I'm gonna say some of you might be able to see now. I'm not sure.
Why is one
Yeah,
of us
let's
just
see.
lighting a torch?
Bloop. There you go. There's another torch, just in case. All right. Yes. So, where were we? We were there with the thing and the stuff and the stuff and the thing.
Yep,
Um.
all accurate.
Yes. So the shining sword rests on a weapon stand in the center of the room. Five stone sarcophagi are ranged around the room, and the sarcophagi are ornately carved with scenes of victories of the Selûnean order. Who swore the oath? Who said the oath?
Yeah, it was Fallon.
Fallon, yeah, okay. Okay, so when you guys come around the corner, you guys can see all this too. Hold on, let me put you where you can see. I'm gonna move Cutler up so everybody else can fit in.
Yeah, that's what I was
like to
saying.
think Polydor just been
Yeah,
looking at
let's-
colors, but
Get in there.
Really, Folidar? Really?
he's right behind him. Just, I would love to see such a astounding view. All right,
Okay,
so
there you go.
once I get in here, can I just like rush past everyone?
I suppose, yeah. I suppose you could.
It's
Yeah.
kind of cramped. I'm just gonna like move into the middle of
It
the
is a
room.
bit cramped, but you can push past your
Yeah, I'm about
people.
to start pushing.
I can't go any further. Why can I not go any? There it goes.
Stopping right here.
Um,
And just kind of admiring, like the details of these. What are these sarcophagus coffins?
Yeah.
Don't
just
want to
looking
be
at the
left
weapon.
behind.
Fallon,
I'm just
you recognize the room as a holy place, and you understand that plundering the room is an act of desecration.
All right.
Yeah, you should step carefully and don't touch anything without permission.
Oh, permissions. My least favorite word.
Who exactly is going to give us permission? This room opened up out of nowhere. There's nobody here except some dead guys.
Maybe there is
yeah,
a
Can I
exactly.
investigate the coffin?
I too would like to investigate the coffin.
I would like to investigate the one that's all the way up here.
Okay. When you open, which coffin are you gonna open or look at? Or are you guys just gonna like look at the outsides?
Yeah, I'm just investigating the textures of the
Yeah,
coffin.
the outside
Yeah.
ones.
I don't
I'm
recommend
actually opening this one up and looking at it.
Okay. You see in there, you see a dead body, of course, a corpse, and,
Right, well,
and
that makes sense.
mostly bones, some armor that's been, deconstructed a little bit by time and rotten and rusted here and there. And, basically, all of you see that these were all servants of the Selûnean order.
Okay.
Quite astounding. Can we get that from like the coffin? Is there like some sort of inscription that says that?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you figure that out from the different inscriptions, or and maybe it's not like actual words, but more like visual imagery. I got somebody. I'm coming through on their thing twice. Maybe Oliver's.
Goodness me.
I think it's Derek.
Oh, is it Derek? I might be coming through Derek's speaker. Yeah, that's
You know
fine.
what? Let me figure that out.
It's not
real
too
quick.
bad yet.
As Folidor, I just look at him. Goodness me. If you had told me today that I awakened in a new land with new history and new information to collect, I would have just turned into a puddle. I might still.
If you would have told me I was waking up on some sort of rock in space, I would have called you a dumbass.
Uh,
I feel you
I'm
would have
not
called
really
me that
part of this
regardless.
conversation, but can I find anything?
I feel like Folidar is probably accurate. Anyway.
All right. Liren's gonna be just playing mother hen to this group of chaos warriors, and he is watching in case traps or enemies or anything else shows up.
Fallon, you have a strong pull toward that blade.
I know, yes. I have a strong emphasis to investigate the blade and
Sorry, yeah.
probably finding an inscription like that.
Okay, and then go ahead, continue, Derek. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's all. He's literally playing Overwatch at the moment.
Is there anything for Jessa to like?
To take? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Does it?
Um,
Yeah.
maybe inside the sarcophagi. I mean,
I don't think that's a good idea.
what
Are we looking? Like, can I
I
see
know
that
that
Fallon
I
is-
know that when you are when Cutler when you're looking inside the thing at the dead body, you do notice that it is wearing a golden circlet on its head, bearing the sigil of Selûne, and you know it looks like it might be quite worthy. For Jessa, you do see a tapestry on the wall that looks very fine.
Due to the fact that my nephew is a
Slightly
cleric,
roll up the tapestry and stuff it in my back.
due to the fact that my nephew is a cleric, I would know it's a bad idea to rob a tomb.
I would
That
say-
that
only
Fallon
reason.
just said, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't rob the tomb."
May I just ask? Do I see Fallon kind of listingly wandering over to the sword?
Yes, yep.
I would like to just closely observe him.
Okay, what
I'll
you're,
just
you're
take
looking?
the
You're looking
tapestry
for?
and, like-
You're looking for inscriptions. You said, Fallon.
Yeah, exactly. Inscriptions and something like that before I touch it.
Okay, you
And I
do
will touch
see
it.
you do see it has a like a placard type thing at the bottom where it's literally engraved in stone, the Edict Blade.
Ooh.
That sounds fancy.
You're not changing your mind about the desecration at this point, Fallon?
The problem is that I don't think it's a desecration because I swore the oath and it's a edict blade and
Yeah, and you
it's,
do feel like if you took the sword, everything would be fine.
Oh, how
to.
convenient of you.
Does
It's
anything
fine when you
happen
steal
when I
from this
take-
place.
Can I just say though that just because you feel that way does not necessarily make
Right.
it true.
The DM saying you feel or you think or you sense does not mean that's the damn truth.
How
no,
convenient,
hey, wait a minute. Don't forget, I'm very good at divination, so I maybe saw this coming.
We haven't taken a long rest
Probably.
yet. Aren't you out of port and roll?
Does anything happen when I take the tapestry?
Yeah, I give you a look.
Yeah. Liren kind of glares at you a little bit. If Fallon were not, away from you, he might give you a look, but he's kind of focused on this sword and Folidar at the moment.
Oh, I have a fine tapestry.
Do I hear what's going on behind me with the sword? Like those two talking?
Yeah, they're probably talking at normal levels, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
What-
you're only like 15 feet away, so you can probably hear them
What's
saying something.
going on?
Yes, let's see. I swore an oath. This is an edict blade, and that means it's probably asking for me to do the things that the knights that were buried here did in the past.
Stop hesitating and grab the damn thing.
Okay,
yes.
you
Involved.
notice
grab it.
Cutler, you notice
I'll
before he even touches the sword, like way before he even touches the sword, you notice the body in the sarcophagus in front of you. It looks like it twitches.
Fuck no! This thing just moved, y'all.
I suppose.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my breath weapon on it.
Are you absolutely certain?
I am fucking positive.
Just cover him back up.
My, it feels like our friend is having a bit of a spell. As he casts breath
I'm
weapon.
just gonna keep
Okay, so that's what you're.
wandering around.
Okay, that's what you're gonna do though.
grabbing
You're
stuff.
gonna use your breath weapon on this body in the thing.
Yeah, just let me get my roll 20 character sheet up here so I can roll the
Would you
damage. or not.
please wait a second? Perhaps they don't want to attack us.
I'm
yes.
going to hold my action to use my breath weapon for the minute this thing starts to
I'm
attack.
gonna have to mute myself so that I don't just laugh over the whole thing.
I will ready my action is what I will do.
Okay, so you're
I
ready
guess
in
maybe
action.
They wish to bow before their new
Powering
king.
up.
You're ready in action to do your breath weapon if what? What's the trigger?
If this thing seems hostile.
Okay. All right. So, Fallon, were you going to do something?
Yeah, we try to grab it, and he's praying that it's not a hostile thing. That just getting up to say thank you for helping us, something like that.
Okay.
Probably.
You are in the sorry. Excuse me. You are grabbing the thing and they're grabbing the sword and it seems all good. At which point the skeleton in the sarcophagus that Cutler's looking in starts to sit up, and the other sarcophagi, the lids kind of open up, and there are a couple more skeletons that sit up.
Anything good in them?
Do they seem hostile?
They all are grabbing weapons.
They look hostile.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
no,
they're just offering them to us, right?
I need to know what I'm doing here. Am I burning this son of a bitch or not?
That'd be a first for you. Do whatever you want.
Jessa, they do have each has the gold circlet on its head.
I want that.
And that gold circlet of Selûne is probably worth about 30 gold.
I was told to do whatever I want. Do they look hostile to me right now, or are they just like moving around?
Yes, they're going to be hostile. So go ahead and use your reaction if you want to, and then otherwise, if you want, you guys can roll initiative. Go ahead and do your breath weapon. So yeah.
Yep. I gotta put it to charisma because it didn't. It's a spell save DC of 12.
Hold on. What is it?
It's of 12. Here, I'll click it now that I.
No. What is the breath weapon?
Dex save.
Dex save. 1d10 fire damage.
Fire. Okay. I meant the element. Yeah.
Oh.
Fire. Okay. Alrighty. When it says alright, it's alright.
Can I
No, I'm gonna
grab
for that,
the circlet as it's setting up?
What now? What are you doing? Oh, you're trying to circle behind it? Is it setting up? Yeah, you could do that. They kind of started getting out kind of slowly. And then, what was the damage on that?
1d10.
I mean, go ahead and roll damage. What was the damage at?
Oh.
I think if you hit breath weapon in the chat window, it might roll the damage. There you go. So 2 fire damage. So he takes half. So he takes a damage.
Wow.
A point of damage. Okay. And now they all seem to be sitting up a little bit more quickly and have their weapons in hand.
Yay.
I see. He's made the decision to fight. I'm starting to worry that Liren was correct about this.
Did everybody roll initiative already?
No.
No, give me a sec.
Okay.
I was hopeful.
You were hopeful. Oh,
I think your hope was misplaced.
They can still be reasoned with.
I should probably put the turn order in the stream.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, you think? Maybe. Who knows? You know.
Alright, rolling initiative on my end.
Whoop.
Let me click my token because that would help.
Mm-hmm.
You think the turn order from Grim Harvest will help? I don't know.
Wow.
No, I don't.
Probably not. Okay.
I am not doing well on that roll, which is not a good thing.
Oh, okay. That works.
All right, and we are going to. I'm going to do the descending order so we know what order everybody's in. Looks like Color's going to go first, anyways.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now they haven't attacked, but they do look like they're getting ready to attack, and especially now that you've fire breathed one of them.
And failed miserably.
Yeah.
I'm still currently raging. It hasn't been, according to my sheet. I'm gonna unclick that though because I don't think I am raging anymore.
I'm also not listed on the turn order.
Oh, you're not?
You've got to click your token before you roll initiative. That's why.
But it's showing up in the chat.
Yeah.
What'd you roll in the chat?
6.
6. Then what's your dexterity?
Oh, jeez, I haven't looked at it.
12, 14, 16, 18?
14. It's
14.
It's a +3. 17.
17.
Smack him with my glaive,
There you
or
go.
attempt to at least, recklessly. That way I got my advantage going.
Okay, attacking with the glaive. Nice. 17 is a hit.
Good.
You're not at advantage technically right now, but so
You did
9.
my-
So it's the first roll is basically what it rolls.
Yeah.
It always does it in order, even if it's at disadvantage. So 9.
Yep.
All right, you do a nice big chunk of damage to him. It you send some bone splinters flying,
Nice.
and that's it for Cutler, right?
Yeah, pretty sure I have nothing else.
Okay, he attacks with a short sword
That hits.
for 3 damage.
1, 2, 3.
And then Jessa... Oh, wait. Sorry, they got to do the other skeletons, don't I? So this one moves up to attack... I guess attack Color.
Oh my god.
And he misses.
Yay!
That is a miss, correct? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, my armor class is a 17.
Okay, and then this one here hops out of the coffin and goes over and stands behind Fallon.
So for the record, I do not really see Kablooey or Laren or Tessa or Jessa, whichever one it is.
Because they're too far away?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
like in like a faded zone, so Cutler can't actually see them right now.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if somebody said they were going to light a torch. Did somebody say they were going to light a torch? No? Yes? Maybe? I don't know. All right.
I can see everybody.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so move down a little bit again. All right, so Jessa, you with your newly acquired tapestry are feeling pretty happy, and you see the skeleton get out and go toward Cutler, and the other one go stand behind Fallon, and the other skeleton attack Cutler, and you're kind of like, well, maybe this isn't so
I
bad.
have a question. For the sake of fairness here, would the one that attacked me second have advantage due to flanking?
It might, but I'm going to say at this point no.
Okay. I need to deal with one of these or move. Oh god.
It will next round.
This is bad.
Yeah.
He attacking skeletons or zombies?
Skeletons.
Well, there's only one thing I know to do, because I'll probably miss if I use my crossbow. I'm going to basically hop around Kablooey and
Oh, and I forgot.
run over here.
I forgot at this point too. I forgot the little kid is screaming his head off.
Oh, he's in here.
That's right. He's next
Right,
to
right.
On my oh
Oh
god.
no.
He's like,
This poor kid's gonna have so much trauma.
Yep,
I don't
we're
think
going to
that,
have
I don't
to
think
spend
this
fortune therapy.
I don't think this kid has ever seen a skeleton come to life and attack somebody. So
I mean, I don't think he's ever seen goblins trying to sacrifice him. I don't think he's ever seen a dragon.
Yeah, but he's seen goblins. He's seen goblins though, at least And he's seen
I don't think
Dragonborn.
he's ever seen the bloodshed that he saw today from us.
Probably not. No.
Well, neither have I.
But it saved his life. So he was in shock, but now he's in shock and horror.
This poor kid's. His parents are gonna have such a high therapy bill.
Right.
Nice.
All right. So Jessa, what you gonna do? You just moving behind the skeleton there?
Yeah, and I'm moving behind him. As I'm doing it, I'm pulling out the mace and then smacking him with
Oh,
22.
okay. 22 is a hit.
You can crit fit.
Wow, that's nice.
That's close to a crit too, isn't it? Yeah. 18.
Macy.
7 damage. And when you hit him, you basically cleave through him with the mace, and
Nice.
bone splinters go flying, and he falls to the ground.
Nice.
Impressive.
Take that.
Don't forget to take the circlet.
Oh my god.
Oh, trust me, I got that.
I don't think you should put it on though.
Yeah, you might get some diseases.
I say, of all the things that you could change into, I don't think you want to change into that one.
All right, Ka.
The skull never touched the ground before the circlet is gone.
I can't help but feel that we're in the wrong here. I'm gonna come down here, and I'll cast a fireball on, or not a fireball, a firebolt.
Oh, okay.
What?
Not yet.
I
No.
was saying, if that was a fireball, that'd be friendly fire too, you know.
Not-
Pork cutler.
Well, the good news is I have danger sense. So
Right, and you probably have resistance to fire since you have a fire breath, right?
yeah.
I don't have either of those.
Right.
But no, it's
I have
just a
danger
firebolt.
sense. I have advantage on dexterity saves against effects that I could see, such as traps and spells.
All right, go ahead.
And
Go ahead and do the firebolt.
Okay. Do I get advantage for pack tactics?
I think that's only melee. Hang on.
I don't think it is.
no,
I
it
just
just
Oh
says
no,
it's
yeah,
out.
yep, you
It's
would,
not
yep,
melee.
you would, yep, you would.
You're
'cause
welcome!
You got cutler right by there.
Okay. Oh, double advantage. Firebolt. 17.
Yeah, that's a hit. Oh, you mean 12.
points of fire
It's
damage.
12 though, because you. Oh yeah, you're at advantage. No, you're right. 17. Sorry. Yeah, so 2 points of fire damage. Man, they must not like that fire. That's the same damage.
it's almost
that
as if they have
Cutler
nothing
did.
to burn.
Yeah.
Mm.
Bones are the thing that takes the longest to burn.
Right. Let's just put it this way: you are not an incinerator. All right. So is that it for Ka?
Yeah, that'll be my turn.
And then Fallon, what are you going to do? You have the sword. None of the skeletons seem to be like noticing you per se.
Of course not.
He grabs a sword and tumbles over to the first skeleton.
Now, can you use a sword? I mean, you do.
Yes. I'm
okay.
an elf.
Oh yeah,
Naturally,
proficient.
I
Right.
can
Okay. Naturally
sword.
proficient. Gotcha. All right.
Okay. Wait, just a second. But I don't attack with my sword. But I attack with my other hand with the cane. I have the sword in the offhand.
Okay. And then you guys all see a sword that looks something like this.
Ooh.
Oh damn!
I will now be calling him your lord from here on out
Not me.
as a character.
Nah.
You have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. Against goblinoids, it becomes a +2. Moon touched in darkness. Hey, yay! A light source. Versatile. This weapon can be used. Okay, yep.
Yeah. So what?
Okay.
So
That's nice.
it's 10 and 10, right, for the moon touch? I believe it was 10 feet.
I
right?
think it's
10
a
feet
10
down.
and
15 by 15.
15 and
Yeah.
15. Okay.
Or 15-foot radius.
15 and 15. Yeah. Is it? Hold on, let me look. Now I have to look because you guys are confusing me. Okay. 15-foot radius. Yeah, 15-foot radius dim and 15-foot radius light or what you
Right.
call it? Right. Yeah.
This thing's about to get walloped.
And let's see. So you're gonna hit it with the cane.
Nice hit.
We will do this. And boom.
Oh my god!
Just a light whack.
Just
Just Stop
Maybe-
that.
I might
I
need
like
to
to
turn that.
imagine it. It's like
need
it's
to
like a
turn the light
kung fu
down a little
master
bit.
trying
There
to
we go.
teach his student just bap, no, bap, no.
Let that be a lesson to you.
Okay. So what was the cane damage or attack? I mean?
One.
Oh,
One.
one damage. Okay. So which one are? Oh, you're hitting this guy. Okay, so he actually takes 2 damage because he is vulnerable to bludgeoning, but he's still up, believe it or not.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Crazy
And
endurance, he
then,
has.
is that it for Fallon? Or are you going to try to make an offhand attack?
No. Off attack.
Okay, yeah, you can't. I don't think you can anyways unless your cane is light. Is your cane light?
Your class again, wizard.
Oh no, it's quarterstaff. Yeah.
I'm using a quarterstaff as a cane.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's not then.
Do you have any like bonus action spells you can cast?
Nope, no,
Full
not
of
anymore.
What are you gonna
I
do?
would like
Full of
to
gonna...
parkour style jump over the sarcophagus
Okay.
and just like land here. Does that sync for advantage?
Yes, that would be an advantage too. And remember, not by raw, but by my rules. Yes.
All right. Yes. Okay. So I make the flank. I go ahead and decide to utilize my martial arts skills. So I'm unarmed striking this one. So I'm just like pinpoint targeting the ribs or something. I don't.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that.
All right, roll that attack. Beautiful beam footage, attack footage, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
You have advantage though because of
I was
flanking,
about to say,
right?
yeah, I was trying to turn
So
advantage
that's not.
on. So
I
I
don't
just rolled
say
a second
that's not
time.
advantage.
Oh wow! Never mind.
goodness.
That's a natural.
Good thing.
Wow.
Good thing you had advantage. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Neither-
Okay,
We don't need to be
I'm
breaking
going
any
to-
hands today.
Especially on a skeleton, that would hurt.
All right, so I'm going to when I do unarmed strikes, I get to make an unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Right.
But I'm gonna.
Well, you could also you get a free attack too, don't you?
Yeah,
Make
that's
unarmed
the.
strike. And then you
yeah.
can use if you spend a key point, you could do flurry of blows if you wanted to.
Yes, I think I used one last time. Before.
Okay. So
And
you
now
don't-
I have one left, I think.
Yeah. Yep, you should have
So
one
I'm
left.
gonna expend that key point and go into flurry of blows.
Okay. So do 2 more attacks at advantage.
Come
let
on,
me-
you could do this. You could do this.
So 2 unarmed strikes here.
Ouch.
Wow. And
Okay,
there's
that's
something,
a little bit
I
better.
guess.
Apparently,
Is
roll
that at
20 is
least it?
broken for Deontay, but yeah,
Yeah.
that second one hits really good.
I like to-
Let me just point out what happened here. I rolled a 2, a 1, and then a 2 twice.
Right.
I like to just imagine you just see Fulladar just go and the skeleton just goes no.
Swish,
No.
swish, swish.
Catches
no.
your hand.
Right? So I go ahead and then I have the. Did I do the bonus attack yet?
Yeah, that's what your
Yeah,
flurry
that
of blows
was
was.
flurry of blows.
No, I thought flurry of blows was different than.
I think it's a bonus action, but you
uh,
didn't
no,
do
sorry.
you didn't do your free action, your free
Yeah, that's what
attack.
I'm saying. I didn't do the bonus unarmed strike.
Wait, you get a bonus on arm strike? What?
You can use your unarmed. You can take an unarmed strike as a bonus action. But
Yeah,
Right.
so you use
flurry
his
of
bonus
blows
action
replaces
for a
that.
flurry of blows.
Yeah,
so.
you use your bonus action for flurry of blows.
He's
so you don't
right.
get
That's
the
right.
extra
It's a
one.
bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 1 unarmed strike and then
So-
2 flurry of
Yeah.
blow strikes.
All right.
So, never mind. Yep. That's,
So you hit it like you know you're swinging at it and it's kind of like just deftly dodging out of the way, and you know maybe you kind of underestimated it, and you swing the last time and it kind of puts up its hand to stop you, and you kind of like just rip its whole arm off.
So now it's disarmed.
No, it still has its armed weapon, but its arm that didn't have a weapon is gone now. So.
It can't hold two-handed
Right,
weapons.
otherwise, he's just gonna pick up his arm and use that.
You see him.
Right,
You see him.
That's with his arm.
You see him look down at his arm on the ground, kind of thing. You know, like like
He's
behind
like,
him.
oh man.
I'm sorry, I didn't read any medical books.
All right, and then Liren.
All right, Liren's going to see this scene kind of play out. Realize that the kid's over there. And he's going to grit his teeth. His eyes are going to crackle with that same kind of blue energy. And it almost fractures down his face and body as something that looks agonizing in the moment. He misty steps
Nice.
25, 30 to here. And there's a moment where 2 of him exist, one in the original spot and one there, before the energy absolutely devours the original version and
Wow,
seems to
okay.
reconstitute the second. He takes a move action to kind of step up onto the sarcophagus, and without thinking will swing his maul down towards the skeleton near Fallon.
Oh, okay. All right. For a minute there, I thought you were going to swing at the kid. I was like, oh, what?
What a twist!
What a twist!
Nice. That's nice.
Nice. So yeah, good hit. 20 damage.
Right.
Or 20 to hit, I mean.
For 9 bludgeoning damage.
That thing has taken 18 damage total. Because I did 9 bludgeoning to it.
Well, actually, it took 9 more, so it's 18 there.
That's what I'm saying. 18 just total so far.
No, it's vulnerable, so 9 is 18 by itself.
Oh, because it's bludgeoning. Oh,
Yeah,
damn. I was about to say, there's no way that's alive. That.
But he pops into existence.
You did a glaive earlier, so that was slashing, but
Yeah.
Slams down with the maul, this overhand strike like someone trying to win a carnival prize, and just shatters the thing, hammering it at the top of the skull, driving it down, and basically cascading bones on either side. 5, 10, hops down, steps past the kid, another 10, 25. Okay. And we'll stand here. He's going to look over at you, Colton, and I'm sorry, Cutler. And no, Colton was right too.
yeah, that's true.
And,
Yeah, Cutler,
Colton is last name. You're good.
and we'll say, "Oi, two of you, stay near me."
I look
won't
at
let you
the skeleton as he says that, and I just go, and he's the reserved one.
Look over as you're climbing off of the casket. Like before you get over there, I just go, nice.
Okay.
Now that is how it's done.
Okay. At this point, it's the end of the round. You see the skeleton look back at his arm on the ground. He disengages, goes over, picks his arm up, puts it back into the socket, and then walks back over to the sarcophagus and lays down.
Screw this! I'm not dying.
He just lays down and he kind of like looks over at you guys.
It's gonna live to be
I
dead
wanna-
another
I
day.
wanna
go
kill
over
him.
and
I wanna
grab
kill
the
him.
circlet from his head
I
and
just
put
want
it in
to
my
kill him.
bag.
I just
Good
want
night,
to kill
rest.
him.
I do not fight people who do not want to fight.
You go to grab the circlet, you said? Off his
Yep.
head? Okay, he as you go to grab it, he kind of like puts his hands up in front of him like he thinks you're going to attack him. And then he realizes what you're going to do, and he takes the circlet off his head and hands it to you.
Okay, thank you. Much easier.
Can anybody understand, like, dead? Maybe this thing can communicate.
If you could speak with dead, it would be able to communicate, but
It seems pretty intelligent. Anybody capable of that?
Hold on.
well, skeletons have an intelligence of about 6, so I mean they're fairly intelligent. They're just not super intelligent.
I'm sorry, Cutler, but around me, everyone's only a good listener.
Alright, should I put this thing out of its misery?
I could only comprehend that language, not speak that. So,
And the rest of you guys that are over here, like Fallon with the blade and Jessa and Lyran Kid and Folidar, you guys can all see, and Kyle, you can see, like, basically there's this kind of fine white dust in the air from where the previous skeleton was pulverized. so almost like a bone ash, if you would.
All right.
So what do we do
Well,
now? Head back to town and give the kid to his parents?
I would like to jokingly walk over to Fallon and just do like a light bow.
no, we don't do that here.
No,
Oh,
we
boy.
don't do that here.
All right. Yeah, I think you're right. We get the kid back to his parents. Hey, you all right?
He's like he's like very like much in shock. He's like, and he kind of like looks at you. He's like,
It's all right. It's all right.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I just picked the kid up. Come on, sit on my shoulder.
You know, brush some bone bits from his shoulder.
I want to ask a question. Did this kid witness me go from goblin humanoid shape to humanoid shape?
Probably. Yeah, it was in that
Okay,
room,
yeah.
right? So yeah,
I'm
There
gonna
was a lot
not
going
approach
on.
That child.
it was in that next room where he was in the cage. So I would imagine
Yeah.
so.
I just lift the kid up and put him on my shoulders.
Yeah, all right.
He also noticed a lightning form thing going across the room, and he also noticed the little girl so to speak, just obliterate a skeleton. I think if they don't already have them, I think Jessa and Liren need some inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, let me see.
Sing
how
the
do I
same
do
thing.
that?
Yeah, let's head back to get a little bit of rest and think about what we have here.
The skeleton is basically like, screw this. This is not worth my afterlife, you know?
He's like, at least I get to have this whole place to myself now.
Very reasonable skeleton. Yeah, all right. Let's trace our steps back and get this kid back where he belongs. Yeah.
Alright.
Well, he just saw two of his buddies get pulverized, and one of them pretty much literally, and the other one just, shattered into bone fragments, and then there's like 6 of you and 1 of him. So he's like, my odds aren't great. I'm gonna go lay down.
You're just like, have a nice day. I'm okay.
Jokingly,
Alright, I've got
jokingly,
3
when we
circlets in the tapestry.
Jokingly, when we walk out the room, I just look back to him. Don't worry, we'll remember to close the door.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna sweep up as much of this guy as I can and return him to his coffin.
I would just like to kind of give Tessa the stare of sarcastic disappointment because she stole things that led us to
Do the
position.
tisk thing, like
just
Like
tisk.
valuables left inside of the coffins at all?
shakes head.
Since we killed them all anyway, pretty much.
What is your guys' experience level at right now?
At
Well,
the end
we're
of last
waiting to level
session,
up.
you said 1150.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're waiting to level up to level 3
Okay, hold on.
at the end of a long rest, so I don't know.
Okay, let me check something here. So. All right, everybody add another 100. Just add another 200 experience to you guys.
Will do.
So 1350.
1350.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Alright.
you are Fallon. You are now also one of the sworn of Selûne.
Yeah, I think I will get the warlock class for the divine celestial and
So maybe a good time to
Probably-
take that hexblade. If you want to do that way.
The hex.
Flavor the hexblade. You can flavor the hexblade as a holy blade.
No, I think I still want to do celestial, but I think the celestial warlock is really nice. But I will get.
Especially
get
considering
the
we don't have a
black
heal.
magic for the sword. It's mandatory now.
Yeah,
And-
I think
And once
I-
the sorry, go ahead, James.
I think having a celestial warlock's actually a good idea because that gives us a backup healer in case, God forbid, Club Louie goes down.
Yeah,
That'll never
I
happen.
can heal.
So when you guys
Oh,
when you guys finish, kind of clearing out the room, you guys also find there are. Hold on, 1 second. Let me do this 3 times. Okay, there are 33 gold pieces in one of the coffins.
Okay.
Actually, I forgot there's 5 coffins. So yeah,
I
in
think
the other
you can-
in the other 2 sarcophagi there are no bodies. But that is the amount of gold you get. So somebody wants to add that together.
Who's gonna be our group banker?
Who's your treasurer? So 33
I'll take it.
plus 33 plus 44
I'd like
plus
not to
35
vote for
plus
Jessa Tessa.
29.
Yeah, no offense. I agree with Faladarn here. I don't think you're the best for the banker.
174
gold.
gold. I think it's gold. Hang on, let me check. Yeah,
I
gold pieces. Yeah,
loved
gold
it.
pieces.
I am a perfect candidate.
You knew how to pick a lock.
I
don't
like
think
that
for
she
the-
can say
no.
that, and I kind of just think she's holding the tapestry as she says it.
The 3 circlets are worth 30 gold pieces each. As DM, I kind of feel like Fallon should probably get one. But You know, that's just me. You guys can decide whoever gets them, but or if you sell them or whatever. And the tapestry is worth 45 gold pieces.
What?
So I just kind of walk past Fallon. And I just say, "Your spoils await, your lord," and then I just kind of walk towards the entrance.
Walk off with the kid on my shoulder, the goblin on my back.
Well, I guess I'm collecting all the money.
Does somebody have a SWAT sheet? Because I don't want to.
We do have a campaign notes and a session notes, but I don't think I made a party treasure thing, do I? Right? Did I make session notes? Yeah. Let me make you a party treasure handout thing. Handout there. Here. Party treasure. I'm gonna make it so all of you can edit it, but
All right.
and all of you can
Nice.
see it, but just be careful not to like double edit. You know. Yeah, I'll throw a thing in there in a second too. There you go. It should be in your journals now.
Is it okay if I edit it this time, guys?
For the record, I've got no problem with you keeping track of the money, alright?
Wait.
We all know how much went in there.
Yeah,
Well, if
fair.
anything, she's rather adept at handling it.
We can always kill you for it later. Oh, and it's... No, sorry.
We're a team.
Couldn't help
yeah.
myself.
Yeah, you know. Anyway,
One
Yeah,
could think
well,
one could say we're thick as thieves.
And we need a little bit of more budget for our endeavors in the future.
I have a thing in here too. That's like a good. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's just do this. Oh boy. Okay. Well, never mind. We'll just leave it like that for now until I find it. Cancel and cancel. That's good. And then you guys can just write in there for whatever. Alright, so, you guys take the kid and the unconscious goblin. Isn't the one on your back unconscious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or is it dead?
Yes.
Yeah. And then, the one that's, frightened in the hallway kind of will follow you out. And I'm assuming you guys are heading back toward town-ish?
Yes.
The kid's
Or-
parents.
Yeah.
To the
For
farm,
the house.
maybe
Oh,
to the farmer's
Elias
house.
Mabbitt's house.
I
Yeah,
would
Elias
like to
Babbitt's
just highlight that I grabbed my staff that I left behind before.
Ah, okay.
Because I did leave it there. It's been sitting there this entire time.
Alright. At the house?
No, remember when we entered the cave, I
inside,
sat it
yeah.
down to change into a goblin.
Yeah. Alright, that works. Alright, and then, so you guys head back to the Mabbitt's house, yes?
Yes.
As you approach, you see a large group gathered at the head of the path near the beehives. Peter Mabbitt rushes ahead, leaves your side and rushes to the arms of his family, and a cheer goes up. You guys are all welcomed back. There's a great fanfare, and they're
So
all
he's
like
gonna-
super excited.
So the kid's gonna jump 8 feet off my shoulder.
No, he was with following you guys, but yeah.
So
I
yeah,
had
just a flip.
specified that I had him on my shoulder.
Okay, then you feel a warm wetness on your shoulder because he is definitely pissed himself. But
too excited.
but okay, so then he climbs down gently off your shoulder and then does that. But
At his head.
and then heads out toward the family. And there's a big feast. At the feast, Elias comes up to the group and says, "We couldn't come up with much." And he says, "I think that the prince or the authorities need to know about this goblin here." And points to the goblin, and the unconscious one is now conscious. And he's like, these goblins, and tell them what's going on. He's like, we have goblins as residences, and this could look bad for them and such. And
Oh wait, the other goblin, the one who was in the hallway. How did that go?
He's the one that followed you out.
Okay, cool. He's with us too. Okay.
The other one
Back.
was unconscious until you guys got back, and until probably about a half hour after you guys got back. But yeah. So and Elias says I've come up with a couple things, and he says I've got this, and he holds out a little stone that looks kind of like a cat's head. And he says, and I also have this, and he holds out the belt, and you recognize the belt as the belt that was hanging on the axe above the fireplace.
Belt is it?
What's that?
What belt is it?
He says, well, it served me back when I was younger and during my adventuring days before I decided to become a farmer. He says, but it might help you with defend yourself if you are ever in a position where you can get a surprise on a creature.
Oh, that definitely ain't going to me. I think it should go to Jessa and Tessa.
I showed no interest in the belt, but I kind of just expect the cat head statue thing. I mean, the cat head, like.
Anything special about this statue?
Does anybody want to make a Arcana check?
Sure.
Definitely.
With pleasure.
Try.
Yes. Oh, wait, why is it
Stephanie.
advantage?
All right.
Oh.
Stephanie and Liren, you know that this stone is a luck stone.
I'll take that.
I mean,
yeah.
It looks like you're going to need a lot more luck than me. Yeah, you take it.
And the belt, Liren, you recognize is something called an assassin's belt. And basically, whenever you get a surprise round, or you get a surprise on a single creature or whatever, you can add your proficiency bonus to damage to any rolls dealt against those surprise creatures.
You know what? Faladar, that belt's just your type.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not much for fashion, but if anyone approves of it.
Well, I'm great with accessorizing, mate. It's going to look great on you.
It does require attunement, though. Both of them require attunement. So,
I just grab the belt and just kind of look at it.
All right. Our shape changes seem to be taken care of.
And, yeah. So.
I'll take the luck stone.
Yeah. Like I said,
and so if you take your here, let me just go ahead and add it to your sheet. That way it'll be easier, I think. Where is Jessa? Jessa. There you are. Luck. And then so if you notice it, put the stone of good luck on your sheet there. If you notice, it will also bump up your initiative one, and basically adds +1 to all your saving throws and ability checks.
Nice.
It bumps up your initiative because initiative is technically a dexterity check. So.
Nice.
So yeah, and you guys are all good. You guys have a feast, and what are you guys going to do about the goblin situation?
So I would like to sit with my goblin friends, who were my friends at one point, and just kind of drink amongst them. So what is next for our goblin kinfolk? I am quite inebriated.
Well,
Well,
my goal is to get my ship back at some point. I would love to have them as part of my crew.
I would emphasize to think a little bit bigger. Do you know that these ships that we can get here are flying ships?
I mean, we're talking about the goblins, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they'd make excellent test subjects.
No.
Deary, don't scare them any further than we have already today.
Excellent test subjects. I don't know if I showed you the ships also, but some of the ships were that you've seen coming
I
in.
was like,
Like,
Yeah, we
as
see.
she mentions that they're test subjects, I say that line, but I kind of like hold my hand up and be like,
Before any of that, they're proof. They're proof that what we're saying is true. We need to at least make sure that the Lord is aware, and that they're held to account for what they did.
ah. And speaking of lords, I'm rather curious about the sword that which our friend possesses.
So am I. Fallon will switch to Elvin and look over. I'm sorry. Liren will switch to Elvin to talk to Fallon
okay.
and say,
Oh, okay,
that,
I understand the whole thing then.
that thing isn't speaking in your head or anything, right?
In common, not exactly speaking in my head. I have had a hunch that we or I would encounter a higher power to serve. I first thought it would be the prince here, but the recent events let me change my point of view.
All right, so we'll put that under a maybe.
All right. So, with that, why don't we all take 5, 10, whatever,
Sure.
and we will be right back. Yes.
We do our long rest during the
Oh
break.
yeah, you guys can do long rest during break. That sounds good.
It's
Good
level
idea.
time. Let's
Exactly.
go.
All right, we'll
And
see you guys.
When we get back, it'll. Okay, so Liren, Derek, you've chosen the Echo Knight.
Yeah, great
Um,
subclass.
in the other campaign I'm running, well, in a couple of other campaigns, they have Echo Knights, but one of them, uh, by raw, your Echo Knight's just kind of a gray, um,
Right.
lifeless looking shadow looking thing, you know, like,
hmm
um,
Like a copy of yourself. Yeah.
right. But I don't mind if people flavor it how they want, and what
Yeah.
Trissa has done, Marcos in as his character. His character like normally looks like a blue celestial body with night sky in him, but his Echo looks like a day sky with like blue sky and clouds.
Which is
Ooh,
awesome.
that's cool.
That's actually really cool.
So I was gonna say if you want to flavor your guy and
Sure.
do your Echo some way, and this is just a suggestion for me. I don't know if you already thought about this or doing this, but since you did the crackling lightning that ate your form type of thing, maybe
Sure, yeah.
maybe something like that. Maybe it looks like a crackling with energy
So
Super
it
Saiyan Echo.
definitely does have a bit of a kind of blue, almost glitch appearance, where it's almost out of phase,
Okay.
where it's almost skipping a frame here and there.
Right. Like it
Um,
crackles from here and there, like
Right. But
an old film.
the Echo doesn't look like Liren. Whenever he summons it up, it almost appears like another random guardsman, or infantryman, or woman. The echoes that are part of his mind don't seem to represent him physically. It's not it's not the same echo all the time. It might go through dozens of variations, but it's a different person each time.
Interesting.
So we're gonna re-nickname Liren. We're gonna re-nickname him Stir of Echoes. No, I'm
Lol. That was a great film. Kevin Bacon did amazing, and Paint It Black is an amazing song.
All right, and then
So I have a 15-foot reach.
I was gonna say, yeah.
While I'm raging.
Why do you have a 15-foot reach while you're raging, there, James? Tell us what you did.
Because the lovely DM allowed me to play the Path of the Giant on Earth Arcana that came out not too long ago.
Lovely DM. Checks in the mail, James. Checks in the mail. Yes. His lovely DM allowed this from Honors of the Canada. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, Path of the Giant is what you went with for your Cutler.
Yep, and that gives me the ability to use my rage damage with thrown weapons, as well as extra 5 feet of reach. And considering my weapon is a glaive, I already have 10-foot reach. So
Right,
now
so
it's
you got a 15-foot reach. Yep. And
while I'm raging.
Yeah, if you're a bugbear, you get an extra
Yeah.
5 foot of reach too. So that would be 20 foot.
It's not.
And there's a weird way, like it's so broken
You
though.
can get it.
But you get up to
can
like
get it
45 feet or something like that.
Yeah. I played around with it all. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I might not allow that part, but I would have to see how it's done. If it works for flavor, then and it's cool, then I would allow it. But
Yeah, I wasn't wanting to play a bugbear.
right. All right. So, Fallon, are you going that warlock, or are you?
Yeah.
So
Warlock. I got Warlock class 1 level, and my patron will be the Celestial, and I will go the full Selûne route.
yeah, Selûnean. Yep. So Selûne will be your patron then, basically, probably, right?
Yeah, I think I would emphasize this. It would
I
be
think
a
she
nice
would.
addition.
I think she would have appeared to you and kind of anointed you as one of her knights of the order, so to speak. And probably only you saw her, so maybe in your mind, But it's you believe that somehow she has anointed you as a warrior of Selûne type thing.
I'm one of her knights now, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, fancy.
Height.
And Jessa, what are you doing? Do you know yet?
So, I spent the night creating a, some, animal-esque, covering a steel body of, this Komodo dragon. Because I am a 3rd level artificer battlesmith.
Okay, nice. Okay, I think that's is it only the battlesmith that gets the steel defender?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's what Randy has in the Grim Harvest campaign too, is a battlesmith, but his looks like a warthog.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's see. Folidar? Monk?
Yes. Thanks to, and I kid you not, I originally had an entirely different plan there. Originally, it was going to go way open-handed, but upon being given an assassin's belt, I decided to let destiny take its course, and I now admit that I have studied the monastic teachings of the shadow.
The way of the
Chose
shadow.
the way of the shadow. So I'm very.
Okay, so now definitely when I eventually multi-class Warlock, I'm gonna have to go ahead and take Devil Sight.
And now,
It's teamwork.
and now Folidar knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men. So.
Oh, for sure. Also, he could use minor illusion.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
gonna be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You can create your own echo.
A shape changer who can
All
also
the
create
combo
more rounds.
possibilities among this party are just nuts.
Or you could create an echo of Lyran's echo.
Right? Give them double echoes to confuse the party or the
I can
enemy.
turn into
Has the sa-
Liren
has
and
the
make
same-
an echo.
Yeah, there you go, and make an echo. So now Lyran has the effect of a mirror image spell on him.
What level is Enlarge Reduce as a spell? 2nd, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Does that work with the Path of the Giant thing? Does it specify that you can't do that in there at all?
What do you mean? Does it make you larger?
Yeah, like, does it specify that in either of the... Because that's interesting.
Enlarge will always enlarge you, or reduce will always reduce you. Yes, unless
So-
there's some kind of anti-magic thing that you have that would not allow it. Yeah.
So if I'm larged by my subclass and then our wizard cast Enlarge on me, I'd be huge?
Is your subclass large now because of the giant?
When I'm raging, yeah, it
when
lets
you're
me
ready,
be large.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it just makes you act as if you're large, right? Or is
No, it actually says you're large.
Oh wow, nice. Okay. Yeah. Oh, raging. You get the following benefits. Giant stature. Yep. Your reach increases by 5 feet, and if you're smaller than large, you become large. Wow. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you'd be enlarged would make you huge, right? Yeah, huge. When you're raging. Only.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Huge.
Alrighty.
Which also means that you would be able to carry 4 times what you can carry normally.
Nice.
Because-
But only when you're
because-
raging.
Because when you're large, it'd be 2 times, and when you're huge, it'd be 4 times. Each size category you go up, it goes up by 2, multiples of 2.
In bigoting.
And if you were a Goliath and you had powerful build, see, there you go.
Yeah, D&D is easy as fuck to break.
That's one of the best things about it, though. Like
I know, I love it.
the kind of the whole rules are guidelines has like been my mantra. You know, like that.
Yeah, I
like,
love
a
that
lot of
fact
people,
about
a lot of
5e.
people don't like that idea, but to me, I'm like, you know, raw. People go, oh, raw, everything. Sometimes, you know, and I'm like, yeah, but you realize that in the raw it says break the raw sometimes.
Yeah, I've slowly been coming around to that more. Like, I had one of my players wanted to do something, and I was like, you know what? Just because it sounds cool, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't entirely break the game, then that's cool.
Yeah.
Or if it breaks a moment of the game, there are moments of the game that I feel like can be broken. You know,
Oh, yeah.
there are moments that it's cool to have it broken, but
Combat is one of those.
you
things.
don't want to have every moment broken. But yeah, anyway.
No, exactly.
All right, so who am I missing? Cobbluey, right? I didn't ask you
Yeah.
what you're doing with your character yet.
This level wasn't super eventful.
Okay.
I got sorcery points,
Ooh.
but just got them, so you can't really use them on anything.
So wait a minute. Are you a sorcerer cleric multi-class?
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
I was sorcerer to begin with.
So wait, you don't have any meta magic options?
Not until sorcerer level 3.
Oh, okay. I thought.
So
I'm 2 levels
wait.
in sorcerer, 1
Wait.
level in cleric.
Oh, right. Okay. So. Okay.
I did not know you were sorcerer to begin with. I thought you were just cleric the whole way through.
Well,
I had the acolyte background.
What kind of sorcerer are you going? Do you know?
Draconic bloodline.
Oh, draconic bloodline. Oh, okay. Because, well, the reason I asked is because I wondered why you took cleric level and then the sorcerer level, because you could have just done a divine soul sorcerer.
Yeah.
But that works too.
I think he went draconic because of the lore of kobolds wanting to be dragons, right?
Dragons, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was the sorcerer first.
Yeah.
And then became a cleric.
Became pious, so to speak. Who's your deity if you have one?
There's Bahamut.
Bahamut, okay. Right, yeah.
And I'll probably spend my long rests asking for forgiveness because that was a bit.
Your
of a
god
bloodbath.
probably does not like your uncle.
Here for those people who don't know how to that well to use Roll20 or who want a tip, I'm gonna go to Kabalui's character sheet and do the same thing I did with James's character sheet.
I turned on the piety.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right. So
Mhm.
yeah. So basically,
you could also
turn on all these things here, and turn on the piety, and you can turn on.
You could also
tracking.
turn on the long rest and short rest, which allows you to put your resources to have a rest mechanic to them.
Yep. He's already got all that on too. So.
Nice.
It's very handy.
Yeah, it's very handy. And then if you put in Bahamut in your where it says, or maybe you can you do that? I think you can.
Yep. Yeah, I can.
Where it says your piety points on the main page there. Yeah, Bahamut, and then so I have a little resource. If you guys get on. Like again, DM's Guild is like a great source for things, but there is a book called Gods of Faerun, and there's a book called it's not Faiths and Avatars, I don't think. Oh, Faiths of Forgotten Realms. Faiths of Forgotten Realms.
1, 2, and there's also a third
one now?
Yes, there's a third one.
I don't have the third one yet.
I don't either. I've got just the first and second. Yep.
But Face of the Forgotten Realms, gives you different ideas for different classes for paladins and clerics to like different subclasses essentially, and some spells and stuff like that. And Gods of Faerun.
It's not just clerics and paladins either. It has it for like all of them. Like I've seen some for barbarian in there, some for fighter.
Yeah. But anyways, what I was saying is and then Gods of Faerun has like some piety mechanics for certain gods. I was hoping that he would come out with more, but he hasn't come out with more yet. And he said that there's been a delay on a lot of stuff, so he hasn't come out with it.
Yeah.
But there might be a Bahamut thing in there. But if not, we'll come up with something.
All right.
But yeah.
Cool.
So yeah. All right. So yeah. So you guys all doing pretty good on the level ups. And remember, for these guys, I'm going to let them do the hit point roll for the first 5 levels, or the average, whichever's higher. After that, you kind of get what you get. You get whatever you roll. Yeah, so. Alright. Is anybody not done with their character leveling?
I'm trying to figure out where I got a couple of spells from. Like, I know for a fact I got Thaumaturgy from the Primal Knowledge of Barbarian. But where the fuck did I get Speak with Animals and Beast Sense from?
No idea.
Cool.
Sounds like Totem Warrior.
Oh, yeah, that could be, because I had to change Totem Warrior around. Yep. Let's delete those two. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I was trying to figure that out. There we go. I do get Thaumaturgy, though, from the primal thing of the regular barbarian. The primal knowledge. Or
primal knowledge?
Whatever it is. Giant's Havoc. One of the giant things. Giant power. There it is. You learn Giant or one of the language of your choice if you already know Giant, which I do. I chose Elven. Additionally, you learn either Druidcraft or Thaumaturgy. Which of them is your cantrip, or is your spellcasting?
Elven check. Am I the only one that doesn't know Elven?
I don't know Elven.
I was gonna say, am I like the sole member of the party that's just not speaking Elven?
We'll just speak Elven and give you like just glaring looks, and then go back to speaking.
Right, exactly.
Fine, we're gonna sit over here and speak Goblin.
Well, that I understand. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna talk with the Goblin friends.
Oh my God.
I can do both. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Wild card.
see at 14th level, your reach increases by 10 feet.
Like you said, imagine a bugbear. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't there one of the warlock things makes your reach increase too? One of the evocations or something like that?
Probably something from somebody.
Yeah, you can definitely get your reach insanely high now.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
imagine if you had polar
fall.
mastery.
Level 4 is
said I
coming
wa-
up.
Who said I wasn't gonna be taking that? I have a glaive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you can just stop people in their tracks.
No, I think it's Sentinel that allows you to do that. Sentinel's the one that lets you stop.
That's true. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you have to have polar mastery and sentinel to do that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So you guys go ahead and finish up your leveling, and what are you guys going to do the next morning when you wake up and get yourselves together? Are you guys going to head into town? Are you guys going to take the goblins to the prince? To the authorities? I don't know what you have planned there.
Yeah,
Did we
what
ever
is...
agree on what we were doing with the goblins?
Well, we can discuss that over breakfast, I guess.
So I just sit and read a book as I wait for everyone else to get up for breakfast.
Got 48 hit points now.
Beefy.
I still say we can experiment on them.
I think I have
What?
at least. I think I have at least 6 hit points because I'm probably a commoner.
What?
The child leveled up as well.
Right, yeah.
No, me personally. Brian has 6 hit points. All right, so
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down at the table. Basically, stay
I can
quiet.
also
So
probably change this ominous music now too. So it's kind of.
So I'd like to point out, it tells me how to lose piety, but it doesn't like tell you how to earn it or anything like that.
Reverse engineer it.
It does.
Okay.
It says it should say under there. It should say earning piety and losing piety.
Yeah, but it doesn't like tell me how. It just says like
Right,
earning and losing,
Right.
and
Well,
that's it.
who's your deity?
Oh, I'm just saying in general. I was
Yeah,
curious,
it doesn't
like,
tell
how
you, so
do
I
actually-
have to fill all that stuff out because I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
who your deities are and such. But yes,
Hold on.
or what you're going by, kind of thing.
Well, if I multi-class into paladin, it's probably gonna be at this point vengeance to slay the mind flayers that tried to get us. Because I'm thinking that's a major story. Am I right?
Well, here let me do since Taylor knows it's Bahamut. We will do Taylor's right now because Taylor has a thing to Bahamut on a sheet already, and so for earning piety, 1 second, I'm sorry. Bahamut. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at that one already. Silly. Okay. So, acts of kindness or hospitality.
Oh, it actually tells you what it is for that god.
To those you do not know, yeah, will earn you piety. And remember, when you earn piety, it's not like you earn a point for doing one of these things. You earn a point, like, per adventure section, or
Okay.
per. It's like you're earning experience, kind of, but
Okay.
less often. It's kind of like,
Yeah, 'cause I do plan on multi-classing into paladin, so I should probably find a god to figure out, huh?
Gotta get hitched.
helping somebody with no incentive to do so will also earn you piety. Whoops. There we go. And demurring praise or reward for any act of good. So basically, being good or praising someone else for kind acts and such.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And then losing piety, if you profit in any way off your efforts to do good, you could possibly lose piety.
Big
That's
oof
due
for
to
the pirate.
That's for Bahamut, though, right?
Yep,
That's specifically
yeah.
for that god?
That's just specifically for Bahamut, yeah. Also, if you allow others to fan the flames of your vanity. which Cutler would do immensely probably. So
Right? These are all just huge Cutler
yeah,
pros.
yeah, those are bad.
Cutler's like, yes, I can corrupt my nephew.
Now, if we gave you 3 piety, we'll just put that in there for now, because then that way you can see. You become a Bahamut's devotee, and for doing that, you would gain inspiration whenever you help someone anonymously.
Oh, that's cool.
That's nice.
Nice.
So yeah, so there's that. And then, but you're only at 1 now, so.
Yep.
Sorry.
I haven't done shit.
But yeah, so there's all that, and then there's some for each god basically, and for the ones that there aren't for the gods, I'll figure something out. And then if for the ones that like are using just going by their oath, or their that don't want to have a deity. One thing about having a deity, you guys can be atheists. You can just be like, hey, I don't believe in gods, but it could be like that. You don't believe in their power or that they are gods, because in Forgotten Realms, gods have physically walked the earth and performed these great things, done these like huge things, but for all you know, it's a powerful wizard. You've seen normal people do amazing, extraordinary things too. So,
I just don't respect them.
Yeah. So anyway, so it could be based on a path. You could just be not. You just aren't pious. So your piety will be based on like whatever your oath or your path or your order, or, so on and so forth.
Okay.
And for in the case of like Fallon, he's a warlock, so his piety will be based on his relationship with his patron.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Yes. So where were you thinking about the goblins though?
So we're probably going to discuss their fate over breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for us to reveal that everyone is at the table.
We all together?
Is everybody?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is everybody done with their character creation?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, I'm done.
Alrighty. Discuss. Oh wait, no.
All right. Way I see it, before we head into town again, we've got something to decide about those little ones we have. They caused us no end of trouble. Nearly killed one of you.
Oh, what can tonight of sleep fix?
I think you're exaggerating, Tad, but experiment on them. I'll learn their lesson.
You've said that. What do you have planned?
Well, I'm sure we come up with something. I mean, like, how much do you know of the gravity of the moon?
I mean,
I mean, I don't know anything. You gonna launch them into the
Seems like
moon?
she's got you there.
I mean, we can create siege weaponry and we can use them as targets.
Oh god.
Here's Louise, and I thought I was the bastard here.
it seems like an awful lot of time. You want us to build a siege weapon?
Why
I
not?
say-
All
It
right,
used
fine.
to be my job.
Oh, that's excellent. So, do you prefer ballista, trebuchet, or catapult?
Trebuchet.
Yeah, why do you like the trebuchet?
Large. It does lots of damage.
Yeah, alright. It's a counterweight system, yeah?
Yeah.
As we're talking about siege weapons, I think the most common weapon on board of the ships here are siege weapons, like ballistas and something like that.
You're probably right. Alright, I'll give you one of these little bastards to fire out of the trebuchet. I don't
Now
care.
hold on there, folks. I've been reading this entire time as you've approached the table, And I'm reading from a great tactician who once said this: in order to understand why it is that your enemies are your enemies, you must first understand what it is that makes them antagonize you.
Are
Now,
you saying we should psychoanalyze them?
well, goblins are a very simple bunch. They only follow a strong leader, as far as we could have seen. And I think the 6 of us are pretty strong
As
leaders.
we all saw that if we ask them nicely, kindly, they will follow us. So we should have a little bit of a starting crew for the next endeavors.
Make them less sacrificial and more useful.
Even as crew, they can be sacrificed for something devious or nefarious, something like that.
True. We can also still sacrifice them as well.
Or
Oh wow!
So-
What the heck happened there? Oh,
We're under attack.
I guess I must have hit play on it.
do we?
Wow, that's weird.
They've come back. They've come back to free the hostage.
I think we can all agree that we're a bit unfamiliar with the situation, yes? Selûnean, the various creatures of which we apparently have no chance against.
I wonder how far the gravity affects someone, because obviously we flew from our world to this world.
We also have to consider that the prince is not playing with our best interest in mind.
We don't know that.
I mean, it's actually probably obvious. He's looking out for his and his own. Who will wait?
It's all about, in the end, it's all about profit. If he sees a profit in our actions, then he will be generous to us.
Exactly. So the way I see it, we have 2 things that keep us in the green. One, our beautiful goblin workmen, henchmen, if you will, as they hinge for us, and our Knight of Selûnean. I assume that sword goes for a pretty great deal of importance.
Alright, I'm with you on the Knight of Selûnean part. But you actually want goblins to follow us around and do our bidding.
They would have to be a full-time job. Delegate some smaller things, have them do farm work, make money for us on the side.
You understand that if you're putting your word out that these beasties are gonna do farm work, whatever mischief they cause is on our heads.
Well, it will just be comparable to the mischief we've caused so far.
I mean, I am used to working with interns, so
I will claim
I can
responsibility
do
for
it.
them. If anyone
again-
shall die, it shall be me.
And again, they're goblins. We can punch one and they'll probably turn into dust.
Yeah, alright.
And in a ship crew situation, a goblin doesn't take up a lot of space, so we could probably fit 2 goblins in 1 bunk.
You're assuming we're getting a ship, yeah?
I know. So I saw.
It seems the only rightful next play, especially if we ever wish to return home unabated.
Fallon ain't been wrong yet. So maybe we will be getting a ship.
Are we looking for our own ship or a passage?
Yes.
That's the thing for the future. I don't know that yet. I saw us on a ship, and we had a lot of things to do on the ship. But
Was I the captain?
Because if we get our own ship, imagine all the research we
that's
could
not how
accomplish.
divination works. Divination has the habit of being a little bit of vague, so I don't know exactly what happened.
Look, we
That's
don't need to sweat the
stupid.
small details here. The fact of the matter is that we get a ship, and that we're on a ship. I see it as an absolute win.
We're gonna have to tell someone what happened here.
It's not a problem
That's the
to
first step, yes.
obscure
we
some
should,
details.
yeah, I think we should inform the authorities about our heroic endeavors and say that all is clear and we have the rest of the goblins under our custody.
As you wish, my lord.
I guess. I mean, like,
Are you?
Okay, so do we find the art to tell, or
What was that question?
do we just go up to the guard and say our story, or do we make our way back to the prince?
I mean, we gotta make our way back to the prince at some point today. What time is he expecting us?
I think he was expecting us.
I was gonna say I didn't know that he was expecting you today, but yeah, I guess it would be 2 days today, right?
Ah, man, time
Yeah,
just
right,
flies.
yeah.
I think it would be 2 days today. Yeah. They didn't say a time that he was expecting you though.
We'll,
He
we'll
said give him
simply
a couple
check.
days, and then that was all he basically gave to you. So.
I said, let's go
He
knock
did
on the
say
front
though
door.
that if you needed to get like an audience with him, that you needed to find a guard or talk to Galad or something like that.
I think a lad would be our best bet. He seemed to actually like us.
I actually agree with you. I won't presume on the prince's time, but we'll let him know that we're available whenever he wants.
Indeed.
That's what Galad looks like, Captain of the Guard.
Yeah. Right. I mean, we can take this goblin thing for a test run. Better now than when we're on a ship, yeah.
Probably.
Oh.
And if it fails, we can always go with Jess's trebuchet plan.
I'm opposed to it.
If it fails, I'd rather just impale them on my glaive.
Which is
Where's
odd
the
because when you left the farm or when you left the forest, there's a rather large, huge, humongous arbalest off to the left there, right here where I'm pinging on the map. It's toward the bottom of the map. An arbalest is basically a giant ballista, but but it's usually a single fire. It's like a single arrow. It's like just basically kind of like a big crossbow. Well, it's more like a big bow, but yeah, it's kind of like a big crossbow in a way.
Very inefficient.
The ballista sometimes will have a single arrow, but usually they have multiple. Usually they have 3 or more. But yeah. Arbalest, those arbalest, the arrows are about the size of a small log. And they're for aiming at, and you can see, if you look at the map, you can see several of them around different spots. But yeah, they're for fending off encroaching ships.
Ah.
They take about 3 or 4 guys to man them, and an action to turn it, an action to fire it, an action to load it. Well, it probably takes about 2 actions to load it, but with 5 guys, maybe not so much. Maybe it's only an action. But anywho, all right. So, yeah. So you guys are going to find a guard then, or find Galad? If you find a guard, then he can point you in the direction of Galad, if nothing else,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Galad says, when you see him finally, he says, hello, friends. He says, I trust your accommodations are satisfactory for the moment.
I would just like to outburst here. I'd just yell out, "Halt! Do you not know whose presence you are in?" as I gesture over to Fallon.
God.
Humble yourself before a knight of Selûne.
I don't think the people here give a shit about that, Voladar.
He says, "Oh, Knight of Selûne." He says, "Oh, well, we are in the very tears of Selûne. You must feel very close to your patron or deity or your liege."
She who knows, yes, exactly.
He says, well, I am also the guard captain, so I am not the noble captain of the guard, so I'm not a knight, but I can relate.
But are you chosen? Show him the thing, please, if you will.
We don't have time for this. Come on.
He says, so you seek an audience with the prince, huh? He says, allow me to take you to the palace, and should only be a matter of, several minutes to up to an hour, probably.
Yep.
It would be awful kind of you. Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Thank you for your escorting of the
I
noble
would
knight.
stand by Fulidar. You have the books to return, so you can get different books, right?
Naturally. What do you think I am? Some sort of hoarder?
I mean,
Okay, so the palace here.
maybe.
The palace is quite a ways from the farm.
Yeah, this is gonna take us.
Roughly a mile as the crow flies. Well, little under a mile, about 3,300 feet. So, and a mile is 5,280. So,
We just take a quick little stroll on
So
down.
it takes a good 10, 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more, depending on traffic you have to go through and people you have to wait around and whatever. But yeah, you guys get to the palace, and he puts you in kind of a waiting area, like a grand hall. There's a table to sit at if you guys want to sit at it, and there's little divan type couches and chaise type lounges and stuff, and so you guys are just kind of waiting there.
Oi, Galad, before you go.
He says, yes. He says, I'll just wait here with you guys if it's
Alright.
the same to you.
That's fine. How regular are goblin attacks in this area, or abductions, that sort of thing?
He says, what? He says, we've never had a goblin attack in recent memory.
Alright. Well, there was an abduction what occurred yesterday. Boy was taken from a farm. We managed to get him back.
He kind of looks over at the two goblins that are with you. He says, those two?
No, not them.
No,
Alright,
cool.
So, anyway, when we were down there, there was a ritual going on. Some dark magic kind of thing. I'm not really an expert.
Really? He says, yes, I think that maybe we should bring this to the prince's attention.
Alright.
The play.
How big is your prince into prejudices?
Well, not much. He is a pirate king after all. He wouldn't even be where he's at if it wasn't for his ancestors being pirates.
Most excellent.
He says, I think with as diverse as a community as we are, I mean, we have arcane and occasional Neogi, but the Neogi usually are pretty evil and underhanded. And he says the Illithids make good tradesmen. He says, but they are also very shrewd. He says,
Yes, continue.
they can be hard to trust. He says, but most of all, they don't cause trouble here. He's like everybody seems to be on pretty good behavior here.
Yes. Good behavior.
He says
You can
it
call
helps
it
that we
least.
have a large force of soldiers and a large community of casters and healers and such.
And do you have any sources to back your statements?
He says what do you mean?
Well, if I'm just to add this information to my own personal library, I would like it to be relatively factual.
Oh, like canon? He says, well, there's some stuff in the library about Neogi and Illithids. He says, but says you could probably go talk to an Illithid on the street. He says they're not very conversational. I don't think they can even speak, but they'll speak to your mind.
A worthwhile experience. I'll definitely make note to do so.
So, you guys wait there probably about 20 minutes. Are you guys going to do anything while you're waiting? Besides,
No.
brief conversation type of stuff, or?
I kind of want to talk to Carl,
Yeah.
and I just kind of go like, I want to thank you for earlier,
For what?
for being able to make a decision.
Yeah, it's the least I could do.
No, no, decisions are wonderful things. It's rare that we are often able to even make them of our own accord.
What
Well,
alignment is your guy, James? Chaotic neutral
I think so. Yeah.
or chaotic good?
Uh,
You don't have an
I
alignment
did.
written down. Ah, okay.
Just make it chaotic neutral. CN.
It's whatever you want. There you go. CN. Okay.
Yeah, just chaotic neutral.
All right. I just wondered what he would lean more toward is what I'm kind of thinking.
You definitely lead more towards the dark side.
The dark side. Well, chaotic isn't really dark. It's just more unpredictable. But yeah, can be considered dark by a lot of people though. But okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to make a decision if you hadn't been the one to push me.
Well, quite contrary to the belief, it was you who pushed me. I don't know the last time I've been able to make a decision of my own accord.
I know you pulled me aside to thank me, but thank you.
Out of character? What decision? I'm so confused.
We're talking about back when we
I don't know
saved the
either.
kid. We stopped the ritual.
Oh, okay.
It was Kablooey who pretty much made the statement that we should be stepping in to save it. I gave him that roundabout question as a way for me to jump out there, and that's what led to me eventually getting my bell rang.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh yeah,
It was yesterday.
in time. Yeah. So I was just thanking him because we kind of had an inability to act, and it felt like his determination to make that move was my reasoning for stepping out there in the first place.
Yeah.
So that's all.
All right, off to the prince.
Just while we're waiting, I'm just gonna like carve with my claws into like the bench. Just carve what look kind of like runes. I know the language of giants, so I have an idea for multiclassing, and I'm just carving like what look to be runes, but they're not actually runes. They're just little scribbles.
Okay. All right. So you guys, when the prince arrives, he comes in rather kind of informally and says, so what brings you to me? He says, are you here for your trip?
Sure, that would be great. We also saved the kid from goblins.
He says, oh well, I'm sure he wasn't in any danger. He says goblins get up to all sorts of mischievous things from time to
They
time.
were going to sacrifice him.
He says, what? No, not here on the rock.
Oh yes.
Pretty sure you they were going
Goblins
to.
speak.
He says,
Have you heard of the Edict Blade?
he says, yes. Did they find it?
We
You are
did.
standing in the presence of the wielder chosen by Selûne herself.
I just point to Fallon.
He says, oh, stupid goblins.
You see,
Yes, it's very nice. He says, it's nice that you've committed your fealty to Selûne.
You don't seem very happy about that.
The silver lady was quite fond of me, and it was nice to make her acquaintance.
And you say that out loud to Cutler? But you don't seem very happy about that?
yes.
No, I mean Cutler
Yes,
says that out loud about you. Don't seem very happy
Yes,
about that?
I say that out loud.
Okay, he says, well, it wasn't part of my plan, but, it seems like when you're dealing with these guys, that it never is.
Assuming
Seems this
rather-
way, you had the intention to find the blade and the ways of the how do you call it, Schicksal,
Wonder.
What?
the when things happen for a reason, it's called
Destiny.
Fate.
Destiny.
Destiny?
The fate. Yeah, the wheel of destiny has turned us around. So we
says-
had.
He says,
Right.
I suppose. He says, yes, he says, I don't suppose you'll be turning it over to me. He says, but, he says, well, when you send a goblin to do a, not a goblin's job, he says, but kidnapping kids, he says,
Oh, hold on. So you sent the goblin.
well, yes, I sent goblins to look for this blade for me. They agreed and offered to find this blade for me and bring it to me.
this in the most respectful way possible. Goblins are not exactly the most well known for doing missions that require delicacy. So.
He says, I wouldn't have thought it required delicacy. He says, he's like, is there some subtle thing that needed to be done in order to?
There's an entire ritual that this guy had to do.
Oh, he says, well,
They thought it was sacrifice somebody. It turns out you just had to say some sort of mantra.
oh, of course, they do tend to overdo things a bit. He says, should have seen that coming. He says, thank you very much. By the way, while you guys were off on your little quest, as it were, he says, I have procured you a ride upon, 1 second, and he pulls out a little list, like a little scroll with some, like, stuff on it, and he says, Sir Orson Virian has a shrike that is ready to disembark, and he will be taking you to the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Where do we go from there?
I don't know. Where would you like to go?
I mean, I think we're all from Faerun, probably back home.
Well, the Sea of Fallen Stars is on Faerun.
Okay.
You should be quite familiar with it from what I understand.
Out of character, I have no idea what it is. So you want
Sea of
to
Fallen Stars would have probably been where you had your pirate ship.
Okay. Ah! Yes.
It's in the central. It's a big central sea inside the continent.
I got pretty beat up earlier by the bugbear. He hit me pretty hard on the head.
A bugbear. He says, oh, they must have brought some muscle. He says, I didn't tell them they could bring a bugbear. He says, I didn't also tell them they could perform a ritual of sacrifice either.
Yeah, you might want to talk to. And I mentioned the farmer's name. They were gonna sacrifice his kid.
Well, I figured if I offered the goblins a nice chunk of money, that they would be able to retrieve this for me, and with relative simplicity, and
What
that way I wouldn't have to send a guard or some of my noble warriors after that, and then make them feel as if they had to give the sword over to me. He says,
I'd like to point out to you that a warrior is not who got this blade. It was a fucking wizard.
He says, I will also let you know, though, Sir, what is your name? Fallon? He says,
The Dove Moon.
He says, Fallon Dovemoon. He says, I would be willing to pay you for that blade.
Hearken that tongue of yours, Lord. Dare you try to pay him for his right?
Why do you want the blade so badly?
He says, it is the Edict of Blade. Isn't it obvious?
I don't know what the fuck the eating
Hey,
blade is.
I'm just trying to throw something out here. What about the mind flares?
What about the Mind Flayers?
Yeah.
I'm afraid we haven't been able to find any more into that, and I'm afraid they're kind of your problem. However, as you will be back on Faerun, it might be a little bit easier to not be spotted or found, since you will no longer be in wild space. He says, if I were you, though, I would seriously consider checking out Heronshire.
Heronshire.
What's
Why does that name
Heronshire?
sound so familiar?
He says, Heronshire is a small town in Cormier that should lead you to something you may seek.
You know more than you're letting on, don't you?
He says, well, if mind flayers are what you're after, that's where you want to go.
What? Listen, your lordship, one of those goblins had real power. Capital P. Divine energy. Nearly took a life.
What Lyran says is correct. One of those goblins had an assumed power of that level, and I'm starting to believe that you aren't the one that gave it to him.
He says, no, the goblins I hired, I mean, sure, they were goblins, and they were, somewhat intelligent, but most of them could barely, tie their laces to their vambraces.
Or discern food from waste.
Or not be confused by a simple
Oh,
2
forgot about
second
that.
chant.
He says, possibly, and he looks a little confused.
Oh, the things we saw, you would be disgusted.
I suppose you have to be there.
He says, I think I already am.
Anyway,
Back on task.
Disgusted.
Orson Virion. We know him.
Oh,
That
you
was
do?
that
Well,
dwarf we
good
met
then.
in the marketplace. Yeah. And the Shrike, which I assume is the name of the ship, is going to take us back to Faerun, but a bit far from the Sword Coast, yeah?
Yeah, a bit
Oh,
far, I'm afraid.
That's fine. It's closer than here.
Yes.
All right.
yeah.
I'm satisfied. We have an
Hmm?
accord.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
at least we'll be back on our home planet.
is there a mission, or are you just giving us a ride back?
He says, I just providing you with a ride back. He says, I figured, from what Galad told me, with you saving the boy, I mean, it's only fair that I reward you in some way.
Thank you.
Oh,
Most
we'd
kind.
appreciate that.
What
I'm
about all
reminded.
this money?
He says, money. He says,
The
No,
coins you
there's
gave
no
us.
he
money,
says,
no
oh,
money.
he says, I'm afraid those will probably be useless where you're going.
Well, wait. Is there any way I could get some enchantment done on my glaive before we leave?
He says, I don't know. I'm not an enchanter. He says, I'm a prince. He says, this is what I do.
You're the guy who rules the area, and you don't know what is what.
He says, you mean you want to use a royal enchanter? He says, I think that's a little bit big of a favor.
I'm reminded of an old proverb.
Come on, from one pirate to another, help me out.
He laughs. He says, you are humorous. He says, but it was my great grandfather who is the pirate, not me.
Okay. So you won't honor your great grandfather's legacy?
You just drop it.
He says, I will tell you what I can do for you. And he makes a whistle, and you see this the steward come up running behind him real quick, and he whispers something to the steward, and the steward looks at him, and the steward looks kind of sad and a little unnerved and maybe pissed off, and the steward goes, rolls his eyes and lets a sigh out, and he pulls a ring off his finger and he hands it to the prince, and the prince takes the ring and he hands it to Cutler.
What is this do?
There you have it. It's a nice gift.
He says, it'll help protect you.
I just put it on my middle finger. Thank you very much.
Do you give him the bird while you're doing this? Thank you very much, and you're showing him the bird.
Because he has to
Him
put on
off.
his finger, he's just like...
Yeah, just Cutler doesn't understand, nuance and manners, so he
You're
goes
number
just like
one.
this.
You're number one.
He goes just like this.
Okay, so yeah, it's a ringer protection.
Ooh, sweet.
If you need me to put that on your sheet, I can. But if you go to the compendium, you know how to put it on your sheet,
Yep.
don't you, James? Okay.
What?
All right.
You're giving us our freedom to return home.
He says,
Am I to understand that correctly?
But well, yes, you were never prisoners. Well, okay, technically, I guess you were, but you were never meant to be prisoners. You were only meant to be quarantined.
In a prison, therefore making us prisoners.
They let us go. We weren't there long.
Semantics. He says, but yes, he says you have not been proven to be a threat as a host for a tadpole, so you're good.
Alright, well, I suppose we should be off to this ship to go back to our home world then. What say everybody else?
I say that I see no problem with that.
Sounds
I
excellent.
don't know. There's so much to do here, so much to learn, so much to create.
He says,
I
well,
don't think-
if you were to stay here, I would have you register as adventurers. He says, there's not a lot here to accomplish, he says, per se. He says, unless you're just going to work as a dock worker or a merchant.
What about if we were diplomats for the other world?
He says that then you would be off on a spell jamming ship, and he says, I'm afraid that's quite dangerous.
I mean,
I couldn't in good conscience send you off to another world without you being less green.
Is it
who
because
said
of
anything
the
about
spell
being
jamming?
green? I'm a pirate. I've been exploring practically my entire life.
He says, yes, well, you have not been exploring wild space, my friend. He says, one look at a radiant dragon and you would most likely defecate yourself and curl up into the fetal position.
I just interest
that
piques at a thing I've never heard before.
Yeah, same here. Cutler goes, ooh, is that a challenge?
I'm sorry, a radiant dragon.
Yes, they're quite large.
And you have books on the material.
Sometimes we call them celestial dragons. Or stellar,
What do you guys say?
Or
we want
stellar
to become
dragons, even
spell. What do you guys say? Do we want to go on a spell jamming adventure?
It seems only right that we explore our horizons, or the horizons of other planets.
Yeah, let's learn something new.
Celestial dragon does sound intriguing.
Alright.
What about you, Laren? Are you with us?
Absolutely not. What is this? We did the job, we'll go home. That was the deal.
Well, I mean, deals change. You're the only one not interested in going.
The point of the deal is it don't change. You make a deal so that the terms of the deal happen.
You can still go home. We all look forward to this spell jamming, whatever the hell.
No.
I mean, if you have
hear
to
you
stick
hear-
them up.
The prince cuts in and kind of like, well, if I may, your friend Liren is correct, and you would be on your own. The deal was that I procure you a ship back to your home, not that you go off on a ship. So that would be on your own will to procure service aboard a spell jamming helm or a spell jamming ship, and that would be on you. So my part of the deal is done.
I look over at Liren. When we go back home, would you be willing to look for one with us?
I mean, Orson Virion has already offered you a place on his crew. You drop me off, and you all can do whatever you like. I'm actually going to get to the bottom of this mind flare conspiracy before some squid man eats me in my sleep.
Well, I mean,
You all go on your space adventure, alright?
Who says
Well-
it's a conspiracy? We were just, I don't know, lunch.
Now that I've had time to let the excitement rest, I suppose I do want to see if my library is intact. I've worked rather hard to preserve it, after all.
What?
Well, imagine what you can add to your library when we go on this.
Nah,
What
from
we
the
could do
moment
with-
that we woke up, I've been adding to my library in my mind's eye
What
for
if
quite
the
some
library
time.
isn't there anymore by the time you get back, if you don't go back and check on it?
imagine what we could do with my
Yeah.
crew. I have a crew waiting back home. They could join us on this adventure. We could have a mighty ship.
My prince. One interesting fact. Do you know the term of a patronage? So you could patronage with us with a little bit of a starting ship, so we can do things that you couldn't do on your own without being, let me say, involved directly.
He says you want me to hire you as privateers.
Why not?
That
We've
would be
proven
the
ourselves.
correct term. Is this the same spell, same term in the war space of stars?
He laughs and he says, if I don't have to give you any initial currency, I suppose I could probably get you passage aboard a ship. Not saying how great it would be, but you guys could be privateers on that ship. And he says, however, there is a little matter of you would probably die once you leave port.
Why would that?
Why?
He says, he says, just because the rock here is safe and relatively peaceful, that is not the norm for the rest of wild space.
I suppose we should have figured that.
He says, you're far safer on your planet than you are in wild space.
But that's where we were taken. That's where the Mind Flayers got us originally.
He says, but how did you get there?
Born there.
Mm-hmm.
You were born in wild space?
Oh,
It must have been been very cold.
we meant our planets was where
Oh,
we were taken.
oh, you mean the planet is where you... Well, I somehow doubt that.
We all were asleep or doing something on our planet, and then we woke up in the prison.
It's
He
strange
says,
how we cannot
he says-
recall our actions before passing out.
He says, that's true. He says, in fairness, you were probably safer on the Mind Flayer's ship than you would be in wild space.
Alright. We have a dangling thread there. Harrenshire in Cormier. You want answers? Maybe we start looking there, yeah?
He
I'm
says,
inclined to agree.
he says,
Yeah, that's
he
a good
said,
idea.
the prince says, I'm no investigator by any means, but I would start by going back to where you were when you were taken.
That means we'd all have to split up.
I wonder if I can still get that book.
He says, no, my big friend, and he pats you on the shoulder. He pats Cutler on the shoulder. He says, no, you may go together to each place if you would like to. There is no rule saying you cannot do that.
I didn't think about that.
He says, yes, well, you are mighty. Of the strength variety, at least.
Right.
Yes.
So, I have a little bit of a compromise. Would you kindly give us a letter of marque or letter of privateering, and we go back to our little mud ball, and if we found something that's getting us back to real space, we could probably be your new privateer gang with a new ship if we get.
He says, I'm afraid that most Selûneans don't know about the rock. He says, any letter of marque I might give you would be about as useless as the placards that I gave you. The platinums.
Dirt side, yes, but not up here. Or am I wrong?
He says, well, but if you're going back to there, how would you use them here?
We will be back.
Well, wait a minute. My friend here is a wizard. He may not be powerful enough now, but I've seen wizards cast teleportation, plane shift. We could get back at some point.
I could build us a ship.
That too. She's an artificer.
He says, well, you certainly have high hopes. He says, and more encouragement to you. He says, sure, I will have you something written up. When you are a little bit more experienced, then you may return, and I will consider putting you to work as privateers.
Very well. Let's go meet Ortis Cillian, or whatever the hell his name was again, and,
I gotta study the ship and figure out how to build one.
Hooray for
so
employment,
funny.
am I right?
Yes, indeed. Let's go. And Colton just starts walking towards where the ship would be.
Your lordship, we're sorry we took up so much of your time.
Yeah.
He says, well, between you and that one over there, and he points to Folidar. He says, it seems that, well, and perhaps Sir Fallon there. He said, and he kind of like points to Fallon. He says, I think that you have the entire manners of the whole group at your disposal. So, if you would kindly bid me adieu. And he kind of like nods and starts heading off in the other direction.
Oh wait, here, catch, and I throw him the book that I took from the library.
Yeah, he tries to catch the book a little awkwardly and follows the prince.
You follow the prince?
What?
Doesn't he mention to follow him?
No.
No, he said
No,
he
he said bid him adieu.
Bid him adieu means like bid him goodbye.
yeah. So I just tossed him the book I took from the Royal Library.
Okay. That's
One
okay.
of.
No problem.
All right. That
Oh,
did not go as
doesn't-
disastrously as I thought it would.
I thought it was gonna go a lot worse too. To be fair.
He's a really nice guy.
So Orson was this guy. I don't know if you remember this guy.
Oh yeah, the guy I talked
Yeah.
to at the market.
Mm-hmm.
Pirate friend.
Yeah, the guy you talked with.
Orson, nice to see you again.
He says, "Oi there, lad. I knew you'd be back to the ship someday, sooner or later."
Yes,
Says-
indeed.
He says, "I can understand sea legs when I see them."
I
So
look
how
forward
do
to
you
getting back.
build a ship like this?
He says, lots of TLC. He says, "This one's mostly made of wood."
Wait,
Yes.
wood can actually survive in space?
So well, sure it can. Once it's in the gravity plane, you're doing well.
I would like to note that I'm not having any interest in the ship at all, just because it's just a wooden.
This
ship.
is the ship, the Shrike. It is also, it is the type of ship. It is called the Shrike, and it is also the name of this particular ship. His Shrike is called the Shrike. He's really original with things like that.
Nice choice.
Hey, I'm like running around looking at everything, trying to figure everything out.
So you notice he has a bosun, and he has a deck wizard, and you notice that the wizard is casting spells into some sort of little contraption.
It's a bosun.
Now, that is rather.
He's basically in charge of the cargo and everything that's on the ship, you know, like the ship's manifest and stuff.
Ah!
So, yeah, here's... Oh,
Can I be like interviewing the wizard, being like, what spells are you casting and why, and like how often?
he says,
Got a little notebook.
He says, yes. He says they power the spell jamming helm, and he says I cast them whenever they're needed, but I start with the lower level spells first, and only cast them once in a while. He says, and I only use higher level spells when they're desperately needed to get the extra boost of speed.
So this
So
thing
it's
is
like,
powered by spells?
Yes, you've never heard of a spell jamming helm?
No, we're from Faerun.
He says, he says, but, oh.
We were.
How
okay.
did you get here, then, if you...
All right,
never-
here we go for the third time. We all were doing random things on our own time. We woke up in the prison on the rock. Turns out, apparently, we were subject to mind flayers, and they were quarantining us.
Oh, well, that seems, inconvenient.
Indeed, it was.
So where would you find a spell gem?
He says, well, if you were more of an outside person, you would have seen that they fly around here day in and day out.
No.
So
Where can
I
you find
just,
one of
like,
the
press
engines?
one?
Oh, a spell jamming helm? He says, oh, I don't believe that they make them on Faerun, but they do have airships that are powered by air elementals and such.
And you would know how to convert those into a spell jam.
He says, I guess it would take some ingenuity and perhaps, and he looks over and he sees your steel defender and he says, perhaps an artificer?
Yes,
Ah.
yes.
This is a job for you. By the way, which form are you in right now, Jessa or Tessa?
Right now I'm still in Jessa.
Jessa.
This
yeah.
looks like a job for you, Jessa. We'll have to get our hands on one of these air elemental engines so you can convert it.
We'll be spell jamming yet.
Should I catch one of these? Can I catch it with like net?
So let me do, you know what, I don't have I should have a big map, but I don't have a big map. So let me do. Well, actually, let me put you back. I'm going to go back to the map that you guys are on with the Shrike here. But I am going to grab. I have a map of Faerun.
Yeah, you posted it in the server. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I was looking to see if I had one I could easily pull into here. Let me try to add a handout and try to do it that way first. How big is this thing? Yes, it's just small enough. It's 9 megs. You can't upload anything over 10 megs, I don't think. Oh wait, what's this one? This one's a 3rd edition one.
You could just link to it on Google, like a website or something.
Yeah, that's true too. Could do that. I just wanted to be able to show it here. That's 5. Okay, that's 5 megs. We'll do this later.
Your crunchy chips sound amazing.
Oh, sorry.
Crunchy chips.
No, you're fine. It's making me hungry.
It's almost dinner time. It is dinner time, really.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So hang on. Let me. This one is only 5 megs here. Oh, hang on 1 second. Sorry.
I see that orc eye of Grumsh. That has me concerned.
Orc Eye of Grumsh? Is there a... Oh, in the list there? Yeah, that's a possible monster. That guy was in the prison with you.
Oh!
Remember when you guys heard bellowing?
Yeah.
That was him.
Oh.
He was there.
That would have been fun.
He was there for good reasons.
That would have been fun to have to deal with that.
Yeah, he was there for good reasons. Not just for killing his cellmates, but yes, that too. What was it? There was a big list of. I had a big list of prisoners. I don't know if I have them in here or not, but I had a big list of prisoners that were in there with you guys. Just in case you guys decided to hang out in the prison for a few days or whatever, you know?
All of us, let's get the fuck out of here!
Hey, I was getting out of there one way or another.
Given enough time, I think you would have managed to.
Okay.
All of the trickery and breaking things.
50.
I'm not on the
50
I'm
by
not on this
30.
ship.
Yeah, I wasn't sure you guys make it this far today,
doesn't
but
matter.
yes, it's good. It's a good thing. We'll end here in a second too, because you know it's getting to be that time. But not in a second, but you know, in a minute, whatever, in a few minutes, whatever. You know.
About 60 seconds.
I'm already counting, so it's 57 seconds.
Okay, so this is a big map of Faerun here. The Sea of the Fallen Stars is this big central body of water here. Right.
If you're watching the stream, you see it. If not, then we don't see it because he still has us on the ship map.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotcha.
All right, well that's good to know. See, so I can move you to that one.
There we go.
There we are.
So this is the Sea of Fallen Stars here. This central group of islands, as you can see, is called the Pirate Isles. It's probably where Cutler hung out a lot, probably.
Where would the Waterdeep be?
Waterdeep would be way over
To the west.
here.
West until you hit the ocean.
So we would have had to go really weird routes to get to Waterdeep from there.
There's rivers.
But you weren't in Waterdeep necessarily. Some of you might have been. You mean to go from the Sea of Fallen Stars to Waterdeep? Yes. So essentially, what you do is from the Sea of Fallen Stars to get to Waterdeep is you go through the Dragonmere, which is this little smaller sea here.
Okay.
And then you go up this way, and you can go either. There's a river that goes basically between the mountains here through Erebor. It's basically kind of like this, and out to sea. Or a better way is to go. I think you can go. I'm pretty sure you can go from the Dragonmere down to Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, so yeah, out to sea is Baldur's Gate, but over here. This
You
way.
would actually probably go south to like.
Yeah, no, it's Baldur's Gate, but I thought there was a way you could go south to get down here and stuff. You can
It
go
wouldn't be
south
the
and go to the
dragon,
Vilhan
though.
Reach and go out to the Lake of Steam and then out to the.
I
ocean.
asked
It would
because
be
my
the Lake
ship.
of Longar.
I asked because the last place I had my ship was at Waterdeep.
Ah,
Mhm.
yep. Well, then it's probably in Waterdeep.
Yeah, no, I'm a sword
I,
coast.
you being the captain, I don't think that they would leave without you.
I know. I'm just
Probably
saying. I have.
They're
You wouldn't
probably
think.
they're probably like in the second episode of the Pirates of the Caribbean where everybody's all just drunk and hanging out in Tortuga or whatever.
Right. I would like to really quickly just ask Orsian if there's any way he could bring us to Waterdeep instead of the Pirate Isles.
I take his silence as a no.
I don't know.
You're probably muted.
Brian, I think you
Yeah, I
muted.
was. He wouldn't be taking you to. He might be able to take you to Waterdeep, but he wouldn't be taking you to the Pirate Isles. He'd be taking you to like Suzale.
Yeah, we need to go to Waterdeep
which
so we
is-
can get
yeah.
our
No, it's
our
not.
ship.
Okay, well he could probably do that.
We need
Okay.
to go to Cormier so we can go to Heronshire.
Yeah.
Well,
which
with
is-
our ship, we can get anywhere, so that's why.
Well, if you start out in Waterdeep, you're going all the way back to Cormier,
That's
which is
months.
right in
Wow.
Where
here.
was I? Was I at Stonebridge?
This is Cormier here. This big area.
For bringing your ship, we'd have to go up the river through Baldur's Gate and then
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, you have to go
But at
down
least-
down the coast to Baldur's Gate and then go.
But at least with the
riverways.
ship, we have transportation after we're dropped off.
We'll figure it out. That's, what, 2-3 months of travel? Easy.
We
So
don't know
it's up to
what
you
we're
guys.
gonna be. We don't know what we're gonna be facing. The 3 months could be good time
Yeah,
for
what-
training.
I mean, it's up to you guys. What do you want to do? Suzale is the capital of Cormier, and that's probably where you guys will be, somewhere in there.
So Suzale, go straight off the Dragon Mirror.
Mm. I guess we're going to really get to know each other. Aren't
Okay.
we?
Okay, so Waterdeep it is. So that's where you guys will. That's where you guys will probably start next time. But we might what we might do though is we may have an encounter along the way because it will take it will
That's
take
fine.
a couple days to get down to the planet.
Ooh, a space combat. Ooh.
Are we certain we want to do Waterdeep? Like, I'm a Daggerford lad. I'm a Sword Coast boy. I ain't got much love for the purple draggies. But,
I don't like them either.
well, here's the thing.
Well, purple dragons are in Cormier, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got much love for the purple draggies.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you're following me.
Yeah,
All right, but I also ain't a fan of
water
traveling
aliens.
through hostile territory for what is that, 3,000 miles?
I avoiding
When I can be
combat
in a-
would be
When I can be in a
beneficial.
capital city with roads to towns like Heronshire.
If I leave
Where
my
are we
ship,
going? Are we going to
if I
where
leave my
we
ship
were?
too long, there's a potential that it gets.
It depends on where you guys want to go on your first leg. Do you want to go straight to like Heronshire? Do you guys want to go check out wherever you happen to be? Believe Liren was in Daggerford, correct?
That was exactly where I was. Yeah, I was
and
looking,
and you were in
Hotel.
you were in Waterdeep, Cutler, and Jessa. Do you remember where you were?
I was in Neverwinter Woods.
Neverwinter Woods. So yeah, so you guys are all kind of spread out. So you guys could start at any of those places if you wanted to. If you wanted to like kind of start investigating backwards,
At least
or you
with
could
my
get-
ship,
go-
we'd have
could go-
transportation, everything.
right? Or you could go straight to Heronshire and hopefully whatever, you know.
It
So,
seems that
a couple
Heronshire
of-
should probably take priority, considering.
A couple of names on the path we're gonna have to take. All right. Troll Hills, the Wood of Sharp Teeth, the Reaping Wood, the Forest of Worms.
For someone
The
who's supposed to be a
Sunset
fighter,
Mountain.
you're sounding really scared right now.
I'm sounding pragmatic. Try it sometime, Cutler.
Scared, pragmatic.
Maybe we should
So you're
focus
telling
on
Rolls to see
making
if he
a
knows
flying
what this
ship
means.
and we can skip all that.
He's like pragmatic. What's that mean again?
Pretty much.
Where, where we go, it would be, what is that? The King's Forest. Yeah, the King's Forest.
Like I said, scared.
I err in the way of gathering information, as it is my #1 interest and has been since the beginning.
Well, gathering information going to Waterdeep would leave us with transportation to go to every location to gather information.
But Waterdeep is just
Could you
Waterdeep.
not send a,
Once you've seen it, you've known
Here,
it.
make it an insight check.
No.
Alright.
Okay. Come on.
Must just be the greatest role I've ever had, just because.
Right. Come on, open up your character sheet.
Nope. Terrible role.
Ugh, goodness.
Well, I
Everybody
am
did
going
great.
to use
Don't
You
do
got
it again.
advantage.
my
Insight?
We
inspiration
all did horrible.
and still did
I
terrible.
got a 16. That's not too bad.
Yeah. Okay. So Taylor Kablooey, he has an idea
Voice of reason.
that you believe that they said that you were at the jail for I think at least a couple days, if not 2 or 3 days, then maybe
Yeah, I think it was like a week.
like 7, yeah, like at least 7 or to 10, like I think is what they said, and they had found you on a pirate ship, or not on a pirate ship, on an Illithid ship prior to that, and who knows how long you were on that. So by that reasoning, Cutler's ship may not even exist at this point in time because you don't really know what point in time it is.
I
Yeah.
will be pissed.
All of Waterdeep could be compromised.
I will be pissed.
And it wouldn't be wise of us to travel into such a big area knowing full well what we're dealing with.
Sorry, Cutler. I'm
It's
not
on
saying.
cinder blocks.
I'm not saying.
I will be pissed. I will in real life be pissed.
I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but there's a very good chance that it might be impounded, being a pirate ship in docked in Waterdeep, and having your crew being the only people that are taking care of it.
Your first
Or
mate's
they
out there
got
sailing the
captain.
seas in your ship.
Alright.
Got
Well-
you, they could have possibly gotten your entire crew.
Cutler, what it comes down to is this. I'm
Might be
willing
there,
to
though.
wager more that Suzail still exists, then your ship still exists, right?
True. Those are good. Those are both good, true statements.
We're gonna get
You-
back.
You could still
just wanna
send
make
some
them
letters
ship.
from Suzail to Waterdeep to check in if your ship is there, and
In
even
fairness,
call them.
in fairness, Cutler, who is going to be pissed that his ship doesn't exist, was about ready to leave his ship and go completely on a different ship entirely for God knows how
No,
long
no,
into
I
wild
was going to
space.
collect-
Into wild space for a moment ago.
No. I was going to go back to collect my crew first. I never had intentions of abandoning my crew.
That's not collecting your ship.
I have a new ship. I have a crew.
Just for confirmation, are goblins still with us?
Yes.
I just saying like, hey,
Oh, I didn't put them on the strike, did I? No.
You didn't put me on there either.
Oh, I didn't.
Also, we're not looking at the strike. We're looking at the map of.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. No, I'm not on the strike either.
Okay. I meant to put everybody on there, but I forgot to put them on there.
So you're a
Scout.
changeling. You're probably one of those commoners.
I was gonna say I'm just sitting there
You're the guard.
disguised as one of the
Yep, you're the
like,
guard.
ship operators.
Surprise! You're the guard. You didn't know. There you go.
Or we got 3 goblins around here. Oh, when did we get another goblin?
It's me. No.
Are you talking about my steel defender?
No, I think he's talking about the one underneath of him.
No, he's
The
talking,
little.
talking about being shape changed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Although to be fair, this character kind of looks like a goblin to me.
Yeah. So, this room here has, this small room has a double bunk on each side. and that's probably likely where you guys will end up sleeping.
Oh, perfect.
Or at least 4 of you.
Hey.
Cutler would probably just sleep on the deck.
Yeah, and then
I
there's
don't need to
there's
sleep,
there's
so-
there's double bunks for 4 more in this area here on the in the like aft castle or stern castle, I guess it'd be. So yeah.
So where are we going? We're going to the Pirate Isles.
Suzale.
I guess.
Let's
Cormier,
then.
the best way would be to follow our leads, and the lead is going to Cormier.
Yeah, I wonder if I do this. Hang on one second. I'm gonna try something on the map on the. So if you go to lore maps, lore maps, loremaps.azurewebsites.net, it'll take you to this site where there's a giganormous map of Faerun, right? And then you can click on this little thing here, and it'll do measurements. And so from Waterdeep, as the crow flies, from Waterdeep to
Like 970 miles, right?
Suzale, from Suzale to Waterdeep. Where's Waterdeep? There it is. Yep, 1,009 miles, roughly.
Yeah.
As the crow
Yeah.
flies.
Yeah, about that.
So as you fly on that ship, it'll be down out to sea a little bit, down to so you don't hit any thing on the way, and then back into Baldur's Gate,
And then
up the river Chianthar.
Yeah.
Down through the river Chianthar, over through the mountains, in through past the Great Bridge thing into Suzale, about 1,500 miles.
Yeah.
My ship.
Like 500 miles more.
That's a hike.
Imagine saying all
Considering most ships make about
I
20
really
miles.
And that's really rough too. I didn't go along the bends of all the rivers, but yeah.
the first thing we should do is make my
Make your what?
flying ship.
Oh, that's the first thing you should do. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess. Do you
Where are
do
we
you have the
going to
money
get
and the
the
materials for that?
Yeah,
We were just
exactly.
turning Cutler's ship into a flying ship. That
Yeah,
was
can you
kinda
install a spelljammer into any
Actually,
ship?
that's a good question. Could you do that?
You already
Actually,
get the
actually,
materials.
so we need to discuss this, Color. How do you have this ship? How are you captain of this ship?
I had come into possession of it by killing the previous captain in a duel.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Okay, all right.
So,
So that's fair.
so would you say with good wind, we could get maybe 3-4 miles per hour?
Oh, yeah. It depends on the open sea. Probably a little faster, but yeah.
Like up rivers, that sort of thing.
About
Yeah.
5 miles an hour. Like up not up rivers, but with a good stiff wind on the sea, on the open sea, about 5 miles an hour, and upriver, maybe
Taking it
2 to 4.
Taking it ginger-like at night because we can't see the signs of the river. Don't want to capsize or run aground.
Right.
I mean, to be
go on.
fair, light is a cantrip. The cleric or the wizard could just cast light all over the side of the damn thing.
Yeah, if you see the ground with a light spell, you're about to run aground.
Fair.
So,
Make it fly, and we can
listen, if
skip
you
all
have,
those.
Jessa, if you have a way to make a flying boat permanent, you need to tell us right now, because that's going to change what we do. I would love to fly a boat to Cormier.
Same, actually.
I
Okay, yeah.
am going to
Waterdeep
take
it is.
these 2 days to learn from this lovely wizard how to do that.
So it
Okay.
seems that we have to tap this conversation. Very unfortunate.
That is not an asset we have. No, I'm not.
All right. Well, we can figure out where you guys are going and where you guys want to stop ultimately. Like next time when we come back, or in between sessions or whatever, you guys can discuss it too and decide like what you guys are thinking about. Where you want to start at.
As long as Cutler gets his ship back at some point, I don't care.
Cutler's gonna get his ship in a bottle so he can carry it with him, spell jamming in
Yeah.
space. At least I got my ship. He ain't my precious.
Yeah, we can reduce
Well,
the
no,
ship.
I actually like Tessa's and Jess's idea of going ahead and turning it into a spelljamming ship. Actually,
Right, there you go. Yeah.
I love that idea. I just don't think
a
it's
scourge of the
Right.
seven
Totally cool.
Celestials.
Exactly.
Yeah, it might cost you a little bit. Just saying.
it would be worth it.
It would be worth it.
No, no.
The
A
first
scourge
thing
of the
is we need
seven
to-
galaxies.
At first, we need to know how heavy the ship is and if we need a minor or major helm. That would be around 100,000 or 250,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were probably in a sailing ship, Cutler. That's probably what you own.
Probably.
And that's about 10,000 gold pieces. You could eventually get a galley, which would be bigger. Which would be the sailing ship is probably about the size of the Shrike. You know, to give you an idea. A galley would be much bigger, but it'd be about 30,000 gold pieces. And then it'd probably cost another 20,000 to turn it into an airship, and probably about 10 times that amount to turn it into a spelljamming ship.
It would be worth it, though.
Only the
How much money?
Yes.
You said 20.
To turn
Thousand?
to turn it into an airship, yeah, 20,000.
20,000. Okay, that's my goal.
How much would it cost to just turn my sailing ship into an airship?
That's what I'm saying. To turn your sailing ship into an airship would probably be about 20,000 gold.
Okay,
Of
that's
course
not a bad deal.
Of course, if you could find one, you could probably buy one straight out for 20,000. But the chances of you finding one that's for sale is going to be slim.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you are a pirate. You could always pirate one.
The same way I got my first ship, I killed a motherfucker. This is my ship now.
I don't think Call Bluey would be so interested in that, or Fallon for that matter these days. But you know, maybe. All right, so let's end there, guys, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks time
good playing with you guys.
is what I
Thanks
say.
for running, Brian.
That was interesting.
Alright.
All right, cool.
Good news is, next session you have your portents back, Fallon.
That's just true, yeah. Well, I got them back now because they did the long rest too, right? So, so yeah.
I've got my rages. You got your portents.
He's back in
and
hand.
You
everybody-
got your Echo Knight stuff.
Everybody's
back.
up a level, and everybody's on a spelljamming ship, and we'll see if I can come up with if I want to come up with something that happens on the way.
Oh, that'd be great. Just fighting some celestial monster.
Right.
Shut up, this guy.
Party dies because the ship breaks. Sorry, guys.
A celestial.
Yep, now we're floating out here.
A celestial dragon would probably just swallow the ship whole. That's probably what that would happen there.
Yo! You know the whale scene.
You guys are all in the Jonah the Whale Pinocchio scene there. All right, I will talk to you guys in 2 weeks, and
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
go offline with us.
Good game.
All right.
Nathan.
Oh yeah.
Take care.
All right, we're.